All right, we right back in there. Let me
All right.
hold on real quick. Let me just pull it up. All right, there we go. Let me just make sure it's back on. Oh,
All right.
this the old one. They probably can hear us right now, but I just want to make sure myself that I see it. I don't know what just happened. I gotta go to my channel. Hold on, guys. And we'll give you a little chance to jump back in.
Cool.
I'll just name this part 2.
And remember, I'm here to take every question y'all have, man. It's a lot of shit talking on Twitter, a lot of trash talking. I'm here for it.
And I wish those boys would have showed up.
Man, they cowards, brother. They can't. A lot of dudes like that, they love talking, man. They love talking, but they not. When you get them opportunity to get a little more personal with you, a lot of dudes don't like confrontation. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in trouble making none of that shit, brother. But like I told you, man, I grew up. I grew up checking and handling things, man, like a man. Not that coward trolling shit. I ain't come up like that, and I know you didn't.
Nah,
It's a different breed.
And you know what's cool is also my thing is I like to give people a chance to speak. You
know, most definitely, brother.
If they got something to say, give them something. Let them get a chance to speak, so they could speak their piece. But you could go ahead. It's up now.
Okay.
Finish explaining. Sorry about that.
Well, what I was saying, man, when I used to be talking to the Sony fans, right? They used to love talking about how much the PS4 sold, XYZ, yada yada yada. I'm like, man, don't talk about numbers because you really don't want to do that. I told you, I can guarantee you right now that Xbox as a brand is worth more than the entirety company of Sony. PlayStation, everything. They said no. XYZ. I'm like, okay. You know what I found out, brother? I actually looked it up. I never looked up Xbox. Xbox is worth $600 billion. PlayStation is
Microsoft,
PlayStation,
man. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
But no, that exactly. But I'm saying the Xbox brand. This is what I used to try to tell these boys. I'm like, brother, do you know how much equity Microsoft has out here? They make controls for the handicap, brother. They have Game Pass. They have Gold. They make all of these services for everybody. Microsoft actually cares about gamers. Sony only cares that they sell you a PlayStation. And that's what it is. I went from a BlackBerry to a smartphone for a reason. That is why I went from a PlayStation to an Xbox. It's the natural evolution of things. If I just want another console, man, I'll get a PlayStation. If I want everything that it offers, man, I get an Xbox. You do not buy a brand new phone just to say, hey, man, I can play this new fucking game or there's one camera. Right. You get it for everything that it can do, man. You upgrade for a reason every couple of years. So you should do with everything in life. And if we are going to talk about that, the most console sales mean is king. Like I said, man, on Twitter, imitation crab meat is sold in droves every single day at Walmart to motherfuckers in the hood and beyond. Red lobster is good, but it will never outsell imitation crab meat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Jordans is a real popular shoe among the hood. Everybody don't like it. Shoes are always gonna sell. What's the purpose of a shoe? To protect your feet from the elements. Okay, we got to get back to what the fuck the basics of everything means. Shoes protect your feet. If you like J's, you like J's. If I like Skechers, I like Skechers. Don't judge me, I don't judge you. If you like Last of Us, and I like Halo, it is what it is. Don't judge me, I don't judge you. You can talk about game of the year all you want to, my nigga. But if you're gonna tell me, your girl ugly, I think she can look a little better in the face. I can say, okay, your girl flat chested and she don't got no cake. And now you want to get mad at me because you came at me and I said something back to you? No, that's not how the game works.
And I hear you, but your analogy is a little flawed.
That's true, brother.
Here's your analogy.
Go ahead.
Here's the reality of your analogy. If we walked in a room and it was 10 dudes and I walked in there with my girl and 9 of them was like, yo, she flat chested. Guess what? The general consensus is she flat chested. And I think
no. See,
that's what you're not.
It's not just 9. That's what we get the wires crossed that, brother. It wouldn't be just them 9. It's 9 out of fucking 100. Say that. It'd be 9 out of 100. Not everybody in the world votes for Sony's games, and not everybody in the world thinks that they have the best exclusive.
But that's not. Listen, at the end of the day, again, like, okay, yes, money is money. So yes, can we count and see figures? Obviously, the company Microsoft, right, has more money than the company Sony. Now,
no, Xbox is worth more than PlayStation as well. I told you they worth 600 billion.
All right, hold on.
PlayStation 45 billion
because of the company, but
exactly, and they think PlayStation is doing the success by itself, right?
If we still talking money, And we went to sales of consoles. Sony sold more. Is that correct or not correct?
Most definitely, but they've been in business longer and have way less money. So that tells you right there, they're a worse business, brother.
True, but
You got to
if we
understand
just
that.
take this this current generation that came out, last year, they still sold more than Microsoft, right?
You know
So
why
this
that
is just
was
what
though? Let's get
people.
into that. I want to get into that right there.
Yeah, I mean, this
The
is just
fucking
what people
PlayStation.
use. This is the tactics
Yeah.
people use. I didn't make it up, you know.
Oh, I know, brother, and I'm ready to dismantle all of that. I want to get into all of it. See, they're not used to a dude like me, brother. They used to posting and running the fuck away, not give you a chance to say nothing, bro. I'm here. I'm for all of
You
that.
know what's cool is, so the reason why I started
Yeah,
doing this thing we're doing right now, right, is a guy in our cloud
yeah.
community, right? His name is Duncan, right? Now he's like the
Uh huh.
guy everybody hate, right? Because he was the first guy to say Stadia is gonna die. What happened was Stadia was proposed to make their first party
Yeah,
titles, and it was gonna be in the cloud. It's gonna be amazing, right? But these games wasn't coming out
yeah.
for about 4 to 5 years. So they closed that
Uh huh.
studio. So that'd be like Microsoft closing the studio to make Halo. You'd be like, what? Right? So, but again, they never ever made a game. So for me, I look at it like this: I
Hmm.
can't miss what I never had. That's like me talking to this chick on the phone all the time. She live in Arkansas.
Yeah,
I want to meet her, and we just it don't work out. And we never meet. Well, guess what? I ain't never meet you anyway. I was excited of meeting you, but I never met you, so I didn't lose nothing. Now, Duncan went on the record to be like, "Oh my God, Stadia is gonna die." So everybody's like, "Oh." So anyway, everybody couldn't stand him because of that, right? So this is what I did. I said, listen, I feel what he said was crazy, but I'm gonna have him on and we're gonna talk one-on-one. It ain't gonna be a room full of people. So when somebody asks him a question and somebody cut him off and then you hear what I said, no. So I did a thing where I had him on like you and me. It was called Keeping It Real with the Cowboy. I asked him my actual questions. He gave me solid answers and I asked
yeah,
follow-up questions, because you can't just ask somebody one question and then don't do a follow-up question. You'd be like, okay, now I fully understand what they mean, right? So that's why you and me
yeah,
are here, because you and me are gonna have a talk, which we're already talking, and you get to say what you get to actually explain yourself, and I get to say like, oh, so what do you mean, blah blah blah. So again,
yeah.
so now, right? I just want to I want to illustrate that to everybody. So let's hear what
Okay.
you got to say about these console numbers, because fact, right, is that the
Hmm.
PlayStation 5 sold more consoles than the Xbox Series X, well, and S, right? Correct? This is fact, right? We're not
Yeah,
making this
they
up.
are selling, but neither can stay. Well, the X can stay on shelves. The S, it's a little easy to get just because people want to go for the more premium,
Correct. I mean,
But
yeah.
see, the S is made for people to directly upgrade from the Xbox One. That's what people keep forgetting.
Okay.
It's a genius move. It's an entry level to the next generation.
Bro, and it's
Okay,
only $300. Like,
exactly. It's a steal, brother. The reason the PlayStation 5 is selling more. Number one, they produce more. That's just facts. They produce more.
yeah, but
The X and
they having those issues right now with that what the hell is it called?
the parts, the
Yeah, that one part.
silicon.
Yeah.
I think it's a silicon. I think the chips. It's one of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's both of them. It's not just one.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, Sony has produced more PS5s, so they're outselling. It's not like people are saying, "Hey, we just like PS5 better." No,
Ah,
Sony
come
producing
on,
more.
bro. You
No,
know
it didn't. No, come
damn
on.
well. You
Look,
know
no.
damn
Let me
well
explain.
the
Let me
general
let me
consensus is
explain.
people think PS5 is the better option. Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm
let's
not,
be
and
real.
I'm not denying that. I am not denying that. What I'm saying is neither one can stay on shelves.
Okay.
Like if me and you start selling fucking lemonade on a corner,
Right.
but you're able to make 1.5 glasses of lemonade an hour, and I can make one.
Right.
You're gonna sell more than me overall, but
Right.
I'm still selling out too. You see what I'm saying?
I see what
So
you're saying, but that's not what's happening. I'm sorry.
yes, it
That's not what's
is.
happening.
How?
No,
Tell
bro.
me how is it different?
Again, what I said, right? My logic makes
Uh
more
huh.
sense. It's a damn popularity contest. The PlayStation 4 was more popular than the Xbox. They already came out. So think about it. If you're going to graduate, right? Let's say you went to college. You went to high school for culinary and you graduate to go
Well,
to
answer this for
college.
me. Why is the Series X sold out?
I mean, that's fine. No one's saying it's
But
not a
no,
good.
no, no. I need an answer for that because you said what I said was not correct. What I said to you was they are both selling out. There are just more PlayStations being produced, which is the fact. Neither one of these things can stay on shelf. So you
Yeah,
tell me, right? If I'm wrong, tell me why the Series X is sold out as well as the PS5. That's all I want you to do, brother.
because there are Xbox fans who want the system. Simple as plain. Now, let me say something to you.
Just the Xbox fans? Is
I
that what
mean,
we're
this
going
could be
with?
other people too. I mean, listen, if I'll tell you this, I said this on record. I said, listen,
Uh huh.
if Xbox came out or PlayStation, one of them said, "Listen,
you know that's capping, brother.
huh,
That was a cap answer.
well, how was it a
Xbox
cap
fans.
answer, bro? That
Because
listen,
you said Xbox fans, brother. I see
okay,
people that who never hold on. I seen people who've never
and
owned an Xbox a day in their
hold up,
life
and
want to
you
run out
didn't,
and get an
and
Xbox.
I didn't, and you didn't allow me to finish. Now, when I'm going into
Mm-hmm.
that is, I don't care if it's Xbox
Yeah.
or PlayStation. I'll easily spend the $500. I don't have a problem spending $500. And my brother's a district manager. I could find one if I need to. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if I wanted one, this is what they would have to do for me. I'm into the cloud. Whichever
Yeah.
one of them is able to say, you know what? If you buy the game on our system, like when you buy a
Uh-huh.
DVD and it comes with a Blu-ray, so you get a Blu-ray and a DVD and a digital version. If they said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, if you bought a PlayStation or Xbox, I don't care who does it first, and if you buy it on our system, we're gonna allow you to play any game you purchase on our system through the cloud.
Yeah.
I will buy a damn Xbox. I don't care, right? So I'm sure there's
Yeah.
other people buying Xbox other than Xbox fans. I'm sure there's other people buying PlayStations than PlayStation fans. But this is what
And
I'm
that was my
saying to
point, bro.
you. No, here's my but
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. Reason why I say a
Mm-hmm.
popularity contest is because if I was in high school for culinary arts, what the hell you think I'm gonna go to college for? Culinary arts. Now, people who had a PlayStation 4, why the hell would they all of a sudden just buy an Xbox? It wouldn't make sense. They would just buy a PlayStation 5. They'll graduate to the next thing. So because more PlayStation
Not
4s were
necessarily,
sold,
brother.
huh? What'd you say?
Not necessarily, brother. You see Xbox Series X praise all over the media, bro. And the
Okay.
media is biased as fuck. And people who've never owned an Xbox before run out and get that Series X. What you're saying, I understand what you're
Right,
saying
right.
completely, but it still doesn't answer the question if it is strictly a popularity contest. How come both are sold out? If you can just call up and order you a PS5, that will be more accurate, but you cannot do that for
No,
neither
but that
system.
doesn't matter, bro. It's how. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's more consoles than people on this planet? No, that's a dumb question, right? So it's called supply and demand. There's just not enough consoles to meet the supply and demand. That's business 101. Look at the Switch. When the Switch came out, oh man, then you couldn't get a Switch. Then it made everybody want a Switch. Then they put a little bit of Switches out. Then they went off the shelves, and then they make you want
The
to
only
Switch
way that it
even
makes
more.
sense, the only way that would make sense is if somebody's requesting these PS5s and they're being made more. That's what you sound like you're saying. And I don't
No,
think that's the case, brother.
what I'm saying is that the PlayStation 5 is just more popular than the Xbox Series X.
It
More
is, but
people
I'm
want.
not arguing that.
Okay,
I'm
so what
not
are you
arguing that.
saying?
It's selling more because more are being made
No,
and
that is
manufactured.
incorrect. Listen, it's
That is not
selling.
incorrect, brother.
Okay,
Who is ordering these PS5s? Are you
okay,
telling me? Hold on, let me ask you this. Are
all
you
right,
telling me that people are ordering more PS5s than Series X's? Is that what you're saying to me?
bro. Yes, I'm gonna tell you. Yes, when
Come
before
on
both
now. That's
systems
cap.
were out. Hold up, check. You gotta check your facts, bro. I'm sorry to do this to you. Before both systems was out, Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
the number one thing
Uh-huh.
requested on Amazon was a PlayStation 5. It was not an Xbox Series X or
Yeah, of
X.
course. Of course.
So before both systems was even out, more people wanted a PlayStation. Again, why? I don't know, because
Of
the
course. Of
PlayStation
course.
4 sold more. At the end of the day, it's a
And I'm not
popularity.
arguing that. I'm never what I'm not saying is that
Okay.
Xbox is more popular than PlayStation. I never said that. I've never
Yeah,
and
but what
this would
you're trying
offend
to
this would
say
the
is, hold on, this is what you're to me, and
go ahead.
correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying if the
Uh-huh.
same amount of PlayStations was, and if the Xbox, you're saying if there was 10 Xboxes on the street corner and 10 PlayStations
Uh-huh.
on the street corner, all of them will sell exactly at the same time. That's what this sounds like you're saying to me. Is that what you're saying?
At the same time, no, but overall, yes.
I mean, overall, eventually something else is going to be sold, but
No, what
at
I'm
the,
saying is
mhm,
it's not going to take like days and shit. You're looking at it kind of like the
right.
Xbox will sit there 10 days and the PlayStation go on day one.
I mean,
No,
I'm
that's not
not
the
saying
reality,
that,
brother.
but I'm just saying if
Uh-huh.
there was 10 PlayStations and 10 Xboxes, those PlayStations are going to go faster than the Xboxes.
Oh yeah,
Now,
most definitely because people grew up and you attest on that, right?
yeah, yeah,
The reason we grew up with PlayStation, brother, I came from that era, that PS1, that
yep,
PS2. They lost me at 3 because Xbox was more innovative. It
right,
is what it is. When I first looked and seen this thing called Xbox Live coming to households, it was already on the original Xbox.
right.
But everybody wasn't gaming online. That's just the reality of it.
That's true.
The Xbox 360 was when gaming online for households became mainstream. You know what I'm saying? It became more mainstream for households. And it was talking about all these things was going to do XYZ the future.
Well,
That's what made me get a Xbox.
now.
That combined with the fact that PlayStation stopped making all the things we grew up with, bro. When the last time they made a Twisted Metal? You know what I'm saying? A Bloody War, the shit I grew up with. So I was around when that thing was becoming
Yeah, but
popular.
what you're getting confused is PlayStation didn't make Bloody Roar.
You know what I'm saying?
I
They
know what you're
didn't.
saying,
They
but
did. They,
you
you
can't
know,
blame the developers to be like, all right, we're not making this game anymore, because we made like 80 of them and people stopped buying them. That's not on PlayStation. But here's the problem with Xbox, and this it's not a hidden fact. The reason why you like Xbox, and I said this the other day to somebody, they didn't like it. Xbox
yeah,
proved to be right, okay? But this is where they
yeah,
messed up. They was ahead of their time. When Xbox, I said this the other day, and you just said this is
most
why you
definitely.
wanted it. Xbox says we're going to be on all the time. People don't even care about pre-owned games. You're not going to be able to trade, let somebody borrow a game. People was like, wait, what? Sony clowned them. Was like, hey, can I borrow your game on the
Wait, you talking about
same?
the Xbox? You're talking about the Xbox One
You
though.
talking about the
I'm
Xbox
talking
One?
about the 360.
Okay, well, you're talking
I'm
about
talking about the
360, right?
360
You're talking
era.
about when online gaming first got big.
Yeah, that's what made me get a 360 because PlayStation it came out before the PS3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Xbox is the future to me.
That's
So
true.
that's why I got into
All
it
right,
in the
what?
360.
Now,
Yeah,
I had the PlayStation 1 and 2, then I jumped over to the
yeah,
Xbox because, I was like, "Oh, man, I was playing Rainbow Six Vegas 1, Vegas 2. I was playing Halo 1, Halo 2. Yeah, I was up in the Xbox. But
yeah,
then the PlayStation 3
most
came out,
definitely.
right? The PlayStation 3 came out. Yeah, cuz that's when they had the cell chip,
And
which
people
was,
can't wait to get it.
huh? Yeah, and the
I said,
cell
people,
Yeah, they
go
couldn't.
ahead, bro.
Yep, and then the cell chip came out, which was supposed to be super powerful. They could guide a missile
Yeah,
with it and all this stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then I jumped over there, and then I was just in the ecosystem, and I went to 4. So I mean, and again, video games is a popularity contest. But what
exactly.
what my
And I'm
thing
not
is,
arguing that.
that the value that Xbox is giving is almost impossible to deny. And that's where, when I hear people say, I mean, Game Pass is all right. I mean, I used to have Game Pass, but Game Pass wasn't like it was now when I had it, right? Even then, I was able to play
Yeah,
Gears of
yeah.
War 5 4 days earlier before anybody. I was like, that's official. But I mean, at the end of the day, but you tell me, man, sum up why you prefer Xbox. Let's hear it.
Same reason I went from a BlackBerry to a smartphone, bro. Like
Okay.
Xbox is the future. It is a natural evolution of gaming. They are moving more towards the cloud, which we discussed earlier, which is the future of gaming. Whether you
That's
like it
true.
or not, the cloud is going to be a big part of the future. Xbox was the first to do mainstream online gaming. They were the first to do parties. They were the first to do massive multiplayers on a console. They
Right.
were the first to do all these things that took us into the gaming we love today.
Right.
And I will ask the PlayStation fan this, right? If the PlayStation fan console and games are so good, right? I would challenge you to stop playing anything but PlayStation exclusives for a month or two, hell, a year. If they're so good, they should be able to carry you. They should be able to fill all of your gaming needs, right? But I seriously doubt that that's going to happen.
No, you're right.
Okay, so this is what gaming is, bro. Gaming is preference. Is the PlayStation more popular than the Xbox, bro? I never in my life argued that because I was a PlayStation nigga. That
Right.
was the shit that was hot in the hood.
Right.
PlayStation is always going to be popular for at least the near foreseeable future.
Right.
People are starting to wake up to Xbox. I am not arguing that PlayStation is not more popular. I am
Right.
not arguing that PlayStation didn't sell more games. Hell, I'm not even arguing that they don't have great third-person single-player story-driven games.
Right.
All those are facts. But if the PlayStation fanboys want you to sit up here and acknowledge all these fucking accolades about PlayStation, man, you best bow down and thank Xbox for online mainstream online gaming. You better think these motherfuckers are bringing Halo and Gears to your living room. Like
But
you're not gonna. A lot of things would not be happening with PlayStation right now if it was not for Xbox. These motherfuckers act like they completely forgot that Xbox is helping Sony with servers right now. You see what I'm saying?
that is true.
Microsoft
That's a fact.
Microsoft is software and tech. These motherfuckers been around since 1975 and worth near 2 trillion for a reason. Sony been
Now,
around since 1946 and worth 70 billion for a reason. They know what they are doing. So when you bring up sales and numbers, how much this and that sold, bro, Who gives a fuck? Because the realistic thing is, but when all of us leave this earth, Microsoft's still gonna be in business.
That's
Sony will
true.
go out of business way before Microsoft. They've been in fucking business 75 years. Microsoft 46, and only one of them is worth near 2 trillion. The one that's been in damn near twice as long is worth a fucking drop in a bucket. Microsoft know what they are doing. Sony is a great game maker. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
They are great at making games and consoles. They are great at making third-person single player story-driven games. I give them their flowers. But man, if you don't humble your fucking self and congratulate Microsoft for bringing you online gaming, shit like Halo, all these things that
Right.
spawn, Call of Duty wouldn't be what it is if it weren't for Halo, bro. Call of Duty was a completely different fucking game back then when we used to play. That shit was stale as hell. It wasn't
So
nothing like it is right now.
all right, I'm
Nothing.
definitely want to get on that, but I kind of have to give Call of Duty some credit because Call of Duty did. I feel like they changed the game. So remember, Call of Duty was the first game that when you clicked in the analog, you start running, right? So they brought that to the world. Call of Duty,
Yep, yep,
Call of Duty was the
yep.
game that made you get a weapon and then you upgrade the weapon and you add a part onto the weapon. I remember playing like, wait, what? Well, what am I doing with a weapon? Before that, you just got a weapon and the weapon was what it was, right? But you will upgrade it
What
and
is
get.
this PS2 or PS1
I mean, me personally, I was playing the Xbox. I was
on Xbox?
yeah.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. But let me say this though. Let me look in the comments real quick. But
Uh huh.
I'm gonna
Go ahead,
challenge
go
you
ahead,
on
go
something,
ahead.
all right?
They don't like what I said, bro. It's the truth though.
Nah, listen, it is truth. But I want to challenge you on something though.
All right,
So Mr. Urban Roll is in the building. What's up, man? Happy belated birthday
what's
to
going
you
on,
again,
bro?
man. Doc Dark said awards is not the end all be all. If it was up to Sony ponies, Astro Astro would be game of the year. Yo, Astro, I played it myself. It
Right.
sucked. Oh, so I don't know what they talking about. Yo, I don't know if you see my videos I made, but I went in on PlayStation. But anyway,
I seen a couple. I gotta look at some
it's
other ones.
it is what it is, man. But I'm just keeping it real. I got no invested stock in either one of them anymore, anyway. But I just like to give credit
Exactly.
where credit is due. That's my thing, you know. Anyway,
Exactly.
Doc said, "Holy cow! I just looked it up. He's right. Xbox is worth very more than PlayStation." Mr. Urban said
Way more.
PlayStation is Sony's strongest sector too, I believe. He
That's
said
the only strong sector.
their phones are super good, but sales horrible. Here's the problem with the phones. They market them terribly. I got a boy, he loves nothing but Sony phones, the Xperia phones. Bro, if he didn't tell me about them, I didn't know they existed. Unless I walked into Best Buy and be like, what the hell is that? It says Sony on it, it's a phone. So yeah, that's just bad marketing. Mr. Urban said the advertising for phones. Oh yeah, he already talking about that. Oh, the advertising for phones is about as bad as Google advertised Stadia. I ain't gonna lie, Google is terrible with advertising Stadia. My boy Brian is in here. He said Gears of War best exclusive ever. Brian, I'll slap the hell out you.
Hey, I
Gears of
mean,
War.
come on now.
Listen,
It
Gears
ain't
of
win no
War.
awards, but he
I'll
got a
say this:
point.
when Gears of War first came out, it was super popular to the point where I I beat every Gears of War, but I beat 1, 2, and 3, and then stopped playing them. So when I got
Yeah.
an Xbox One, I was like, damn, they got a thing called Game Pass. Oh, hold up, I could play the Gears of War. So I literally went back and beat a Judgment, Part 4, and Part 5 when it came out. So I give you credit, but Gears of War ain't what it was, man. When it first came out, it was different. It was catchy, but it's
But
just
that says you though, bro. That says you.
I
There are
agree.
plenty of loyal diehard Gears fans.
I
Gaming is
agree.
subjective.
And
It's
and
subjective,
it's
right?
them and them because Gears of War ain't never were game of the year. But I had to do it.
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
still played, nigga. Nah, you
Nah,
ain't gonna do
now
that.
you're
It's
right. It
still
is
played
definitely
though.
still played, but again, we talking money. Look at sales. Let's see how much Gears of War 5 sold. I'm just saying. Um,
It definitely ain't sell that much. It definitely ain't
nah.
sell that much. But does that make the Sony games that did the best in the world?
Not at all. But you know what
Okay.
it is, man? People, here's what's the dirty truth. Money is makes the world go around. Somebody could just pay somebody off and be like, that's better than that because they was paid off. So it's so hard to
And
be
that
like,
was my point earlier
no,
with the
and you're right. It's
awards.
so hard to be like, well, this is better, or sorry, it never will be better than me or you. But the general consensus, that's
Exactly.
why I went to majority rules. People are gonna say, well, how do you say what's the measuring, right? Measuring comes down to money. At the end of the day, I didn't make up the rule, but it is what it is. When it comes down to it, somebody gonna flex on somebody and say, well, look at my $2,000 phone I got right now that could fold. This phone was 1980 and it folds, right? Turns from a
Yeah,
transforms from
yeah.
a phone to a tablet, right? But does that mean it's better than your S21 or whatever? No, but it costs more. I don't
Hell
know.
no.
It's not my fault. I didn't make up the rules.
And this is how you destroy that Sony logic. If flexing is your biggest win, if you want to say game of the year, if you want to say God of War sold 20 million copies,
right?
Nigga, to be real, only 16% of all PS4 owners bought that fucking game. I don't know no other vote in the fucking world where 16% of your people can vote for you and you can run around the entire world and tell everybody people that you the best. Right. Get the fuck out of here, bro. It's 115 million PS4s. Let me touch on that because I'm gonna say everything I fucking said on Twitter.
Okay.
It's 115 million PS4s. God of War sold 20 million. 20 million. And like I said, you can be in the classroom or auditorium of 120 million people. You can take a vote. If 20 people say they fuck with you, you cannot run out that auditorium and scream in the school and say, I am the best ever. I am the coolest ever. No, them 20 people think you're okay. But the other 100 didn't give a fuck about you, and neither do the entire school. So that's my thing with Sony fanboys. If you like your games, love your games. But don't ever come in my face talking about I got the best games ever. Nigga, most of us don't even fuck with you. You do. You like what you like. We don't care, bro. We playing what we playing.
But I will say this though. So I'm gonna have to do it to you. Let me just get on this. Bro,
so
the other day you said gaming, Xbox is gaming, right? And you said, all right, if somebody was playing a PlayStation game, how could they play it longer than a year, right? If you had only those games. Now, I this is me. If you want to wow me, you got to give me a third-person game. It got to be multiplayer.
Well, no, hold on. That ain't what I said.
Hold on.
Let me. Go ahead.
It got to be third-person. It got to be multiplayer, and it got to have superpowers. So for me, that just canceled out the Sony games, right? Because God of War is amazing,
right?
But once I like replay. So here's where I'm with you. I'm with I always try to tell my boys this. They love the story-driven games. And I'm not gonna lie, Last of Us was amazing. But once I beat part 2 and part 1, did I play it again? No, because it
wasn't shit to do.
Thank you. It lost its replay value. And I always argue that. That's why Destiny got me wild. I'm like, damn, bro, I played Destiny for 5.5 years straight. From part 1 to part 2. So I eventually got like, all right, damn, yo, I don't play this thing for 5 years of my life. Is it getting a little old? But that was 5 years on one game, right? Obviously they added stuff. But hear me out though. You ready?
Go ahead, brother.
Bro, if you can sit here and tell me what I don't even care if it's not exclusive. What game on Xbox that's a third-person game is gonna rival God of War? Please let me know, because I'll wait.
Say that again. It dipped out a little bit. Say that again.
Let me know what third-person game on the Xbox rivals God of War.
It ain't none. Bro, I'm out the truth. Now, let me ask you this. Let me counterpunch, because I'm a counterpuncher.
Yes, sir.
Name me one first-person shooter on PlayStation that rivals Halo or Gears. Who the fuck remembers Killzone? Nobody.
Well, first of all, Gears of War is not first-person, third-person. Now, second.
No, I mean, come on. You're still a shooter. Well, we can take that out. Let's say Halo then. Let's say Halo.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Now, do you realize, man, you did this to yourself. You realize
Go ahead.
People who made Halo is Bungie, who left. They made Halo and they left Microsoft so they could be on their own. I remember before Destiny came out, these are the people who made Halo that you just said. They said, we're working on a game that's going to be bigger and better than Halo in every way. You Google it. They said it. I ain't say it. So
they were talking about Destiny, right?
They was talking about Destiny. Now, I was a diehard. Now, you can look at the parallels that, yes, it's a MMO. Halo is not an MMO.
Yeah.
So obviously, it did something different, right? So bigger and better.
Yeah.
Better is subjective. Bigger, yes, because you could go to different planets and whatever.
Yeah,
I agree. You got a story mode, and then after that, you're just doing PvP. Destiny never ends, right? You could play PvP, the PvE, the whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, listen, some may say Destiny is better than Halo. And Destiny is on everything.
That's some of that. Hold on. The question you asked me.
Right.
Name me a third-person game on Xbox that's bigger than God of War, right?
Right.
Is Destiny multiplayer or exclusive to PlayStation?
Multiplayer.
Okay, so it ain't even in the conversation.
No, I was asking you. But hear what I said. I said you can even use a game that's on Xbox that's not exclusive. Because at the end of the day, God of War, if you're talking third-person games, God of War is it, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, hold on. We gotta touch back on that. I know what you're saying.
Right.
We're not talking about multiplats. Because if that be the case, nigga, ain't shit on PlayStation touching GTA. GTA fucking stump everything on PlayStation.
Bro,
Every fucking thing. Period. It just does.
Listen, for sales,
If we talking
yes, but
multiplats now,
GTA is such a basic.
it's a
I'm not
game
being
too, bro.
honest. It's just basic as hell.
Yeah.
It's a million other games that's just like GTA. To be real, whenever
No, it ain't. No, it
what
ain't.
you mean? I can. You want me to name? Look at damn what the hell is the name of that game?
You ain't talking about Saints Row. You
No,
ain't
I
talking
ain't
about
talking
Saints
about.
Row,
I
is you?
mean, Saints Row. We could say that too. But I remember my wife got
Saints
into
Row lost
gaming.
his way out the 2 though.
Listen, my wife got into gaming. I showed her Saints Row. I showed her GTA. She diehard Saints Row fan. She beat part 2, part 3, Got Out of Hell DLC, part 4. She
You
wasn't
have more
messing with
fun with Saints Row.
GTA is basic, but is it not the best selling game of all time? Part 5, it is. Now,
Exactly.
here's my thing. It's not GTA.
But you asked me though. You still
but I'm gonna explain
ask
for
the
you.
question.
GTA and God of War are different. GTA is a sandbox game. God of War is a third-person action adventure game. Those are two different games. Now, if I could compare Watch Dogs to GTA, a damn clone. Watch Dogs is a GTA clone. Yeah. But it's even more to do in Watch Dogs because you could damn take control over the stoplights and cars and all that. I feel like GTA is popular, but why? It's so basic. It just was the first game to really come on the scene where it was third person and you could steal any car, drive around the city. It was groundbreaking, but I feel like its popularity just never died. But if you compare GTA to Ghost Recon Wildlands, I always say that's the military GTA. Bro, it's way more fun. I don't know.
Okay, so if we're doing that and trying to find if we're doing that and we're trying to find just any game bigger than something on Sony, if I'm not
saying
mistaken,
bigger. I'm saying realistically, if you got a chance to play it and you could tell me what else you played that rivals that game, right? Like I'm saying,
but that doesn't. I see what you're saying, bro, but that doesn't matter. If I played it, it can be good as it fucking can want to be. Right. But if it's not my cup of tea, I can sit back and say it's great.
But you tried to say that Xbox has more games, a more variety of games. What I'm saying is, I believe PlayStation do because PlayStation would have a game that Xbox don't have a game that can mess with, like a God of War.
No. See, all their games, the majority of games that PlayStation has are third-person, over-the-shoulder action single-player games. Okay. That is a one fucking genre. That is not variety. You have Halo, you have Forza. You can nominate Gran Turismo. I grew up on Gran Turismo, hell of a game, but it is not bigger than Forza at this point. Period. They have nothing. You ask me what can rival God of War on Xbox. Name me something that can rival Halo on PlayStation.
Destiny.
No.
I know
PlayStation exclusive.
All right. Nothing.
Exactly. Name me something that can hold on. Name me something that can rival Gears.
I don't know. Gears is in his own class. Gears is,
so nothing, right?
Nothing.
No, okay. Do you think they have anything in the works that will rival Starfield or Fallout or fucking Elder Scrolls? Anything like that?
So Elder Scrolls we can't say because right now Elder Scrolls is still on everything, right? So until
okay, we can X that out.
Yeah, let's not do that yet. Now, when the new one
what about Starfield?
And if Starfield isn't out yet either, they just announced it. I need gameplay. I need it to be a legit game because the same way people said,
but we already had a groundwork. Real quick,
Stadia, people was like, oh my God, Stadia is not going to get Biomutants. They're going to die. Biomutant came out and was trash. Right? So let's not get too excited about a game that's not out yet. Now, it might come out and blow the water, and then I just have to be like, yo, you got it. But if we're just speaking facts, I can't get a hard on because this game that looked or is real popular. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair.
Now, okay, what about Fables? Did you ever play the Fables on Xbox?
Now, here's the problem with Fable. Fable never lived up to the hype. That was the only problem.
Oh, and I knew you was about to go there.
Fable was supposed to be.
It didn't.
And I was an Xbox guy. Don't lie, bro. I was like, oh, I'm getting Fable. Yeah. And it was like, damn, bro, what they sold us wasn't what we got. Like the dream they sold.
Hey, you know what? That dude, what was his name? Peter Monalou. He had big ass dreams. But you know what I believe? They didn't have the tech back then.
Nah, if
they didn't have the tech.
If you do it now.
Yeah. See, we got the tech. We have the tech for whatever we need. You know what game blows a lot of shit out of the water? It might not be that popular. It might not be a fucking game of the year. You know what's a game that's crazy as fuck that they need to do for this gen? You know, you ever play Red Faction Guerrilla?
Yeah. Where you
You can
could
destroy
destroy
the whole
everything.
fucking planet,
Where you could blow up
nigga. That
every.
this was
Yeah.
done. This shit was done on a Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
on both of them,
Yeah. It was. It was. Because I
nigga,
played on the PlayStation.
bro. That's the kind of engines we need in games. When we were little kids and shit growing up, bro, we want to be able to do shit like that. How haven't they made another game like that? Now, Crackdown 3 was supposed to be that. I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck
they
happened.
dropped the ball on that one, bro.
I don't know what happened with Crackdown 3, bro. I believe they were putting too much emphasis on the cloud, honestly, and the shit
Yeah.
just didn't pan out
Yeah,
because
man.
it was a lot
Yeah.
going on with that
Yeah.
thing.
Let me jump in these comments real quick. I
Go ahead, bro.
apologize, guys. I know y'all want to be a part of this as well. So let me read some of these comments real quick. Let's see. Oh, my boy Two Bob Lee is in here. What's up, man? Let's see. Chill. He said Nintendo Chill Gaming said Nintendo changed gaming for what it is. Zelda, the first game to bring open world
Most
exploration.
definitely.
That is definitely true. It's a shame, yo. Let me say this real quick
And
before I
Breath of the
finish.
Wild is bigger than God of War. Breath of the Wild sold 22 million. God of War sold 20 million.
I'm gonna say this, right? I mean, yeah, sales is sales. You know what sucks is there's a class of gamers, and I used to be like this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was about graphics, bro. Like that's how Doc Dark was. He said he bought
Yeah.
the Xbox Series X for the power narrative. That used to be me, right? I literally
Mm-hmm.
when Destiny 2 came out, the day it came out, before it came out, the midnight, before it came out that midnight, I went to the store. You hear me? I bought a
Yeah.
70-inch 4K TV and a PlayStation 4 Pro just because that game came out because I wanted to see it the best it could look, not knowing that it would have looked better on the Xbox
But what game again?
Destiny 2, right? So
Okay, yeah,
here's the
yeah.
problem with Nintendo. There's people that fell off of Nintendo because they don't care about the power narrative. People because Nintendo games, you can look at Mario. You don't need Mario in 120 frames per second and 8K, right? We could all
Wait,
agree.
did you say fell off Nintendo or went to Nintendo?
No, what I'm saying is some people stopped messing with Nintendo. Some people felt like, you know what?
Uh-huh.
Nintendo felt like Nintendo's in a safe spot because they realized we're just
Yeah.
gonna do what we do and we're gonna let Xbox and Sony do what they do, right? But Xbox and Sony is
Right.
always
That's how
trying
it
to
should
see
be.
who got the.
That's how they should be. I don't think
I agree.
here I
I
got
agree.
look, I don't know. It's not Xbox doing that. We ain't gonna trash Xbox like that. Xbox do not fuck with Nintendo. They are cool. It's the PlayStation Sony boys that do that shit. They say, oh, you play Nintendo those kitty games, XYZ. Bro, I
Right.
gotta switch up front. I gotta
Well,
switch up front for me and my kids, bro.
yeah, I mean, I
My
hear
my
that,
lady.
but I'm just saying that
Yeah.
Nintendo don't care to have the next graphical beast of a console.
Right,
They're like,
right.
for what?
They
You
don't
don't
care.
need Mario to look that amazing. Let's just be real. So even Zelda,
But ain't the 4K Switch coming out this year?
well, no, you know what happened? So E3 came out
What?
and they did not announce it. That's still a rumor. They did not. People,
Damn.
diehard Switch fans, was pissed because they did not. Nintendo did
Yeah,
not
man.
announce. Nintendo said that never came out their mouth. That was fans that kept
Damn.
talking about
That's
a
bullshit.
Switch Pro for years. But anyway, but the crazy thing is that yeah. So I'm glad he brought up Zelda. But then my mind say, damn, imagine Zelda looking like these next gen games, right? But again, Nintendo's like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't care about that. That's not our goal. Like they could still kill
Right.
you on gameplay, and they don't need graphics and have this big amazing
Most
world,
definitely.
but it looked like a kid's game. All right. Anyways, Mr. Urban World said, as far as consoles are concerned, I'm with Xbox, but in the end, neither Xbox or Sony will ever generate as much money as Steam does with game sales on an annual basis. Let's see how it plays out when the Steam Cloud comes out. Got a good point. But people just not
Mm.
messing with the cloud. So I don't even think it matters. Something I think Xbox is going to be the one to make the cloud popular because Xbox is popular and they're putting more stake into their cloud and they're giving you more value. It makes more sense to actually get X Cloud than it does a PS Now. Or, I mean, I'm not knocking Steam because I'm not a PC guy, but Xbox is just super popular. And I'm sure there's computer guys that knows about Steam more than I do. So I could just be way off. But Brian said also bought an Xbox this year just to play Gears. I mean, I bet you did. Mr. Urban was talking about VR. I'm not even gonna get into it because he get crazy about VR. Let me see. Mr. Urban talking about the Steam. Brian said, he said, but I'm good with Division 2 on Stadia. Let me see. Um, Chill Gaming said I got 5K hours on Destiny. Yeah, man, Destiny was, bro. Destiny changed your life. My wife used to hate Destiny because that's all I played for these 5.5 years. Jamie said Nintendo brought great innovation ideals. Is Sony only copied them, made them a little bit better some aspects. Microsoft brought was a hard drive and popularity to online. Stadia took me to the clouds. Good point. Um, Doc said, "What God of War?" Um, Honestly, bro, God of War 3, I think, is the best. If you ask me, it's the most epic one. But God of War 1 came out the gate and just destroyed everything. Like God of War came out and people was like, "What the hell is this?" It was just something else, man. But again, replay value. Once you beat it a couple times, you kind of like, all right. I mean, it was cool and all, but I'm done. Now, God of War 4, it added, it's 4, right? Yeah, 4 added like the new controls and stuff, which was cool. But Mr. Urban said I would buy a PS5 for God of War. That would be the only reason for me to own it. Not me, because guess what? Sony done shot themselves in the foot. Because they done just said God of War 5 is going to be on the PlayStation 4. So why the hell am I buy a PlayStation 5?
Exactly. Oh man, let's touch on that right quick. I got to
Yeah,
touch on
let's
that.
get in it. Let's get in it, brother.
Man,
Hey, look, I
what
want
was
to say
crazy
this
about?
real quick. I want to give you a shout out for coming on here. You and me
Yeah,
just
yeah,
met what, yesterday? 2 days ago?
yeah, man.
So, and you were
Last
definitely
night.
a real dude, man. And it was cool because we don't even know each other. But I loved your vibe. And we disagreed all day. But I could tell you're somebody that I definitely want to get to know because I'm not gonna be cheesy, but real recognize real. Everything you said, I agree
Most
with you. We
definitely.
disagreed on a bunch of stuff, but I appreciate your perspective. I always say this: we could both disagree, but if we're using logic, then we could talk because I could say I disagree, but I 100% understand why he feels the way he does, and that's what's cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using sound logic and it's not just we talking about each other moms and we just being stupid, then I'm not gonna get nowhere because I can
Fanboy
clown
shit.
too, bro. We can talk about moms too, but I love to talk in logic and not emotions, and
Yeah.
that's what you display. You're talking about logic and not emotions. Now, we might not agree on everything, but your logic is sound because it backs up your perspective, right? I always say if there was a car accident and I was on the left side of the street, you was on the right side of the street, and the car head-on collision, chances are I might think the green car was at fault. You might think the red car was at fault, right? So it's just because where we're standing at, looking at the same accident, our perspectives are different, and that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
But let's touch this, man. Talk about the next. Well, I like to call them current gen because they're currently out, but next gen consoles
Yeah, yeah.
and still coming out with, because guys, even Doc Dark, I gotta get on you. Everybody's riding on these old games. I will be pissed, and I feel like the next gen system should have came out a year from now because they really only showing. You really like my nephew came over, Lance, and he was like, "Oh, look at all my PlayStation 5 games." I said, "Bro," because they literally got a section in the PlayStation 5 store called PlayStation 5 games. I said, "All them damn
Mm-hmm.
games are PlayStation 4 games. What are you talking about?" Well, they're on the PlayStation. No, bro, I'm not buying a system for these old games. And I know they got SPS boosts and all this stuff, but there's still games that I would have. I'm a gamer. If I ain't playing beat that game by now, I kind of lost interest anyway. So just because it
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
better, I'm not sure I care that much, right? So I don't give it that much of a pass. But if you're gonna come out with these new games and say they're still on the old system, then I mean, listen, you're saving me money. So go ahead,
Okay.
man, jump in that.
Man, and this is exactly why I prefer Xbox 2. You
Okay,
see, you see how Sony lied to them people. We ain't even gonna sugarcoat that shit. They lied. Plain and simple. You had all these people
they did.
saying Godfall only possible on PS5. And guess
Whew.
what? That shit is coming to PS4 because anybody give a fuck about that game.
Yeah.
Uh, ain't Horizon coming to PS4? If I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Uh,
I know they definitely said GT and they definitely say God of War. I'm not sure about Horizon, but I know
yeah,
for a
yeah.
fact it's
Okay,
GT and God of War, and those are two pillars of Sony. So for them to do that,
right. And I'm
that
pretty.
hurts.
If God of War can go to PS4, bro, you know Horizon can. They just may
Yes,
have to scale some
bro.
shit back.
God of War is a way bigger game than Horizon. So if God of War is going
Exactly.
and Horizon don't go, something
Let's let.
happened.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it further. I'll take it further.
Mhm.
I know Returnal can run on a PS4 if they really wanted to. That's a
Right.
fucking fact. I know that can run on a PS4. That's not that complicated. And I'm pretty sure Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart could. It may not be as glamorous, but it could. So they
Yeah.
sold everybody on the false promise of that PlayStation is this new super powerful machine when it is no different than the Xbox Series X. Actually, the shit is less than the
Right,
Xbox Series
right.
X. You only went and got a PlayStation because you thought you were going to be special. That remember that ticket you said in the back pocket?
Yep.
The game of the year, XYZ, my special shit.
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
bro, you went and got your PlayStation 5 because you thought you was gonna have some bragging rights, some new J's. The
That is true
reality,
though. No, people do that,
okay,
bro. People do that.
but
You ain't lying.
but that's the thing. The PS5 to keep that shit as basic and accurate as possible. It's the new J's effect. When you get a PlayStation, you want to show it off. You want to be able to brag. That's that hood mentality, bro.
Yep.
But you know, if we come from that hood, we outgrow that shit.
That's
You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
Correct.
You outgrow it. It's like if you're a guy with some new J's on, a fresh new fit, and you go in front of a fucking millionaire, he gonna look at you like you crazy.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck you doing with your money?
Yep.
So
He probably
that's
gonna
how
be
I
wondering how come you don't got shoes on,
exactly,
shoes on, and
exactly,
a damn and a blazer.
exactly. And that's why I kind of look at, fanboys like that, not
Right.
PlayStation fans.
Correct.
If you're a fan of PlayStation and you love those games, do you? I don't got nothing against you. But if you're a fanboy who's gonna try to tell me, man, this is only possible on PS5, look at you now. What you got to say? You know
That's
how much
true.
capping we seeing
That's
online?
true.
You see how many
And you know what's
excuses we
funny?
seeing?
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
Sony set them up for failure. They was just riding to a company that don't even know their name. So at the end of the day,
And exactly.
yeah,
And that's what I
Sony set
told
them
those
up for
dudes,
failure.
man. I told them, you up here riding all day on the company who won't even know your fucking name and come to your
Nope.
funeral if you left this earth tomorrow, bro.
Nope.
They not gonna care.
They
And
wouldn't
you
even know
riding that
what
hard for
system you was rapping.
Exactly. They do not care. Bro, they won't even refund you your games properly. You seen that dude, what's that dude name? He was like the biggest damn Sony person out here that be riding, used to be riding. Lucas. Amazing Lucas. You seen that guy video? How he tried to get a refund for fucking Returnal or something, and they didn't give him his money back, and he started talking all this shit like
Damn.
Sony doesn't care about black people or whatever. And this dude was the
That's funny.
biggest, like Sony meat rider ever,
Right.
bro. And this man was angry that they didn't refund him his game. Xbox, bro, I accidentally bought the $110 version of I think Assassin's Creed. What was the last one?
Valhalla.
Valhalla. I accidentally bought that game. I was talking to my son or something. $119. I just contacted Microsoft. They refunded all my money right back because I bought like the Ultimate Edition or something. You can't get that on PlayStation, and that's what I'm saying. You bought a PS5 for new games.
Right. Now,
What new games are you playing? You know what I'm saying? You know why I bought an Xbox? And you say you didn't like old games, man. But the reality of it is, man, the Xbox is the closest thing to a PC. I get all my games
right.
from Xbox One from Xbox OG to Xbox One. That may not be exciting for you.
Listen, I will say this though.
Yeah.
Now, in
Yeah.
talking points, here, just
Uh-huh.
because so here's what's fair with me, bro. Just because
Yeah.
I will acknowledge the popularity of a Smash Brothers just because I don't like it, right? But I explain why I don't like it because I guess I was older, so I missed that wave. But I will have to give credit where credit is due. What's one of the things people always want a console to have is backwards compatibility. Now, is when you end up looking at it, does more people once the new games come out, people ain't really playing the old games that much, but that's what everybody wants. So it's definitely, you pull that ticket out your back pocket because you have to give Xbox credit. What does Sony do? When PlayStation 4 came out, they created PlayStation Now to fulfill not having backwards compatibility, and they charged you, right? So when people be like, oh, well, when PS Now, I said, bro, that's not PS Now business model. PS Now business model, it was to fulfill not having older games. That's their version of backwards compatibility that you got to pay for. So you got to definitely give Xbox credit in the backwards compatibility area. But I do want to say this, though. Guys, if there's anybody out there who's a fan of PlayStation, even if you call yourself fanboy, definitely let me know, man, because I would like to do another one of these at some point and have you on here and you could actually explain why you prefer, not that it's better, because this is a cool thing about Beast of Truth. He said to me, no. I just want to explain why I prefer it. He's not saying why it's better, right? To him it's better, but this is why he prefer it. So I think that's solid for a person to say that. Not that he's trying to prove is better, because again, that better is subjective, but this is why he prefer it. So he could say why, well, for me, I will prefer this over that. And so I think that was solid. And you actually said that to me. You said, no, title it this way. So I definitely got to give you your props for that, man.
And I appreciate that, man, because that's what real fans are, man.
Yeah, man.
We're gamers. My goal is not to tear down your PlayStation. My goal is not to tear down your Stadia or your Nintendo.
Right.
I don't have no goal at all. If I'm over here playing my games, you walk up and saying, "Man, why you playing that? That shit trash." I'm looking at you like, bro, do you really want to talk about trash? You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like you try to roast me.
Everybody, none of these console system platforms are flawless. So if you're going to talk about my favorite, right? Because we got favorites just like sports. When somebody said, "Oh, people debating about games is dumb," I said, "Bro, you're dumb." I said, "Video games, people was been debating about games since Atari and ColecoVision. That's when you got passion. Would you walk up to a Cowboys fan and be like, "What? You said you want the Cowboys to beat the Eagles? That's stupid." Like, no, that's what it is. You're a fan for a reason. We get passionate. So we could get passionate about video games, right? Like that. So the people who act like that, they're the outside in people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. But like you're saying, you ain't messing with nobody. When they come knocking on your door, I always say this. I tell my kids, listen, if you open that door, you don't know what's coming through. So listen, just don't open the door. I ain't messing with y'all. But like I told you when you and me first talking, I said, listen, bro, I'm a different animal on my end, yo. It's a lot of people in the community don't like me. Oh, Cowboy always, because what I do, I name drop. People say something and then be like, oh, he ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, because you think I ain't gonna come on live and say your name? No, I'm gonna say it. Oh, you shouldn't. You know, people inbox me, bro. You shouldn't do that. You know, why are you gonna talk about what happened? What TMZ do? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and it ain't even TMZ, bro. This real life. Like, what people gotta understand, if you're a personality, I don't care if you're on Twitter, I don't care if you're on YouTube, I don't care what you do.
Yep.
If you gonna say something out your mouth, you gotta hold that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here acting like you fucking crazy, but you don't want nobody to expose you for the crazy shit you say.
And here's the thing too.
It's like I went on. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say real quick, and let you go. Is you also don't know what someone else is gonna do in return, right? I can't just walk up to you and push your kid down and then get mad if you punch me in the face. But I was walking with my kid. Why ain't you push my kid down? No, bro. You listen. Don't start no one being you know. But go ahead.
Right, and that is what these dudes don't get, bro. You don't know how many dudes we went through on Twitter, bro. You see how many people came at us for no, like, because we're not bowing down and saying Sony has the greatest games of all time. I'm sorry, but they fucking do not. They have the greatest games for Sony players. Accept that shit, play your games, and take your ass on somewhere. But you're not about to get me to bow down to what you like, my nigga. That doesn't work in no other branch of the world or government. That shit does not work.
Yeah,
you do you, I do me. You do you, I do me, and we good. Sony fanboys like to fucking try to strong arm you and bend your wrist and be like, say it, man, get the fuck out of my face. You get your head knocked off doing that. So my whole thing, it's just a lot of disrespect out here where it doesn't need to be. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like, if you like what you like, what me and you doing right now, right? We ain't disrespect each other not one time.
Not at all.
And that's why I told you before I came on, I'm not coming as your enemy. You know how many guys that we were talking to on Twitter? And I'm like, bro, all you got to do is drop by the chat. You can ask me whatever you want to.
Right.
But a lot of those guys, they are not used to confrontation. They're used to this new age of Twitter bullshit, talking, blocking, and running away. That's not what men do. Like, this might be how y'all roll, but that shit's funny until somebody match your energy.
And that's why I always say, for me, I said, listen, my thing is, that's why a lot of people get mad at me. Listen, man, I'm not for the whole, we ain't going to sit on there all day. Because I do shows. So that's the thing. I do shows. So listen, I'm going to invite you up on the show. You got something to say? Because then the audience could actually be like, okay, like most people are agreeing with you right now in the audience, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, not saying that means you're right, but at the end of the day, we got people watching, right? So we ain't just on Twitter.
It is what it is.
Right? You know, we're actually, you could hear because another thing too, like you and me went back and forth all day, but I could tell that most of the stuff you said, I agree with. Now, the problem with typing is you can't tell my tone, right? You don't know if I'm like, nah, bro, or I'm just like, nah, bro, you know? So again, that's another good reason of taking this form where people are watching, because now I get to hear your voice. I get to be like, okay, cool. Stuff get misconstrued when we're typing because I don't know how serious you are and how, you know what I'm saying? It's a temperament that we can't tell when we're on Twitter. And that's just real.
Everybody is a Twitter tough guy, bro.
Oh, man. I want to say thank you to Jamie. He gave me $1.49. Jamie Reed, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Let me go to the bottom. Jamie said, what is the KFC console? No, that is a real thing. They really are coming out with a KFC console. I thought it was a joke, but no, it's real. I don't know I
Oh
don't know
wow.
how powerful it's gonna be, but it's literally gonna be a weird shaped console where you could put it got a rotisserie roll in it where you could put a chicken in it. Like real talk. That's like real.
What?
Yeah, there's
Bruh.
literally is real. Two Bob Lee said never had the privilege of having a PS4, would have loved to play Ghost of Tsushima and Days Gone. Yeah, I mean, listen, people love Ghost of Tsushima. I game flied it and played it,
Yeah.
and it was okay, but it didn't hold me enough. Same thing with Days Gone, was decent, but it didn't hold me enough. But not gonna say if I gave it more time. Like again, I'm probably close to what you are. I'll play a multiplayer game forever, bro. So when a story game come on, I got to be
Yeah.
that much into it to finish it because I'd rather kill somebody all day and play run around playing Destiny or something. But
Yeah. Yeah.
let me see. Chill says Sony is gonna wake up the sleeping giant. Nah, I think they did. I think Microsoft
Yeah,
realized,
they
you know
did.
what? We could spend $7.7 billion and buy Bethesda. We can do that. We can be in the red with Game Pass and putting games day and date like MLB and Outriders and you name it. We could say 30 out of the 27 games we showed at E3 is going to be day and date on Game Pass for $9.99 a month. They can do that. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
they have woke up the sleeping giant. And honestly, I read the thing where Sony said they got a plan, bro. It's nothing they could do because they make too much money, suck you into their ecosystem on console sales. They're never gonna put a God of War and a Last of Us and a Horizon Zero Dawn on a pass because they know they can make so much money if on the individual sales. They're not gonna be like, well, we might lose some, but we want to see if we could gain subscriptions. I just can't see Sony doing that. I just can't see it.
I mean,
So,
and again, they can't do it. That's not their business model.
well, yeah,
And you're looking at a company again. Everybody's swapping down that PlayStation was worth more than Microsoft. As we revealed here today, Microsoft alone is worth fucking 10 times more than Sony.
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
mean, Xbox alone is worth 10 times more than PlayStation. Microsoft is worth 20 times more than Sony. There's no competition. Microsoft are going to leave them. It is what it is. PlayStation is going to keep making more powerful consoles. Xbox is going to keep making new fucking movements.
Right.
Their console does so much than just game. Bro, a lot of people they like to say I don't play old games. Well, now they kind of got egg on their face. Every game that you thought was new coming to PS4. Okay, so everything you're playing now is old technically, unless all you play
I,
is Returnal and Sackboy is on PS4. So unless all you play is Returnal, you
and
literally
no,
playing
and
fucking old games.
what is that? Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, yeah, Ratchet and Clank. And again, if we gonna be 100%, and I'll bet whatever, I guarantee you them shits can run on PS4 or PS4 Pro at least. I
Well,
guarantee you.
here's what I'll say. Only reason why, because I watched the tech. So here's the thing. I'm a fan of gaming, bro. I watched the
Yeah, yeah,
Microsoft tech demo. I watched the PlayStation tech demo. The only thing I will say,
yeah.
and when people ask me, and I ask people, well, what's the most next gen thing, right? Before both consoles. Only thing I could say is that is the
The
PlayStation
SSD, right?
controller, right? Because I never had it, and then when I got to play it, I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's cool, and I did a video on it. I did a video playing it, tested out Astro because a boy of mine is a diehard
But
PlayStation
it's a
guy.
gimmick though, man.
It's a gimmick. Again, I always say this. Again, people could say my phone's a gimmick because it folds, but no, my phone is what's called
Yeah, yeah.
utility, right? It's a difference between
Mm-hmm.
gimmick and utility. Now, a gimmick is something that's just second nature. It's like regular Rumble. Some people turn off regular Rumble because it don't make them as accurate. Their accuracy goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people you play for a while and it rumbles, you forget you even the controller even rumble anymore because it's that's called second nature. Something you could just do. If you were just throwing a tennis ball at the wall, catching it, it becomes second nature. You forget you're doing it, right? Utility is something that you actually utilize to give you an advantage. That's different. So the controller for me,
Yeah, yeah.
while it's newer, it's still not a utility, right? It's second nature. Now, I will say this about Ratchet and Clank. When I watched the tech demo, what they were saying is how, like on Destiny, we picked Destiny, right? Destiny, you could get on one
Right.
planet and go to the next planet, but when you go into the next planet, it has to load because the hardware isn't powerful enough to just snap your fingers. So when you play any
Mm-hmm.
game and you're going somewhere, it loads a little bit. Ratchet and Clank, you literally could jump from one world to another world, and that whole new world is legitimately generated, and it is a new world. Now that I was like, okay, I give them that because that's never before been done in the game where you didn't have to load to go to a new world. So that I don't think they could do on PlayStation 4. They could do it, but it would have to load, just like Destiny. It'll show your ship flying and you know what I'm saying. So I'm just giving credit where credit is due. I have to say that. You know, that I'll say.
Yeah,
That's why I
well,
don't.
yeah. I mean,
Can the game
looking
be
at
on there? Yes, but it wouldn't
yeah.
be able to. It wouldn't be able to do the next gen ish, where you jump from a world to world in
Yeah.
a split second. You go into a new world with new enemies and new
Yeah, and
everything.
see, and the way I was looking at the tech, right, from
Mhm.
the way I was kind of looking at it was like a world within a world. I
Okay.
mean, that's what it is. So for the way I'm looking at it, I felt like that they can emulate that. Maybe not the same way. I
Okay.
felt like they could.
I
You
don't. I
know, like
mean,
you
I
may be
feel
right.
like
You
yeah,
may be right.
yeah. I don't know because they just haven't, right? So I feel like if they
Yeah,
could, you would
yeah.
think somebody would have done that. I just think the hardware now. Maybe they could make a lower graphical looking game, right? Maybe you take a game that looks like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Fortnite or something. Well, damn. Ratchet and
Yeah,
Clank don't look much better than Fortnite. All right, my bad. But
yeah.
okay, maybe you take just a really like an indie looking game. Maybe you could pull it off on
Yeah.
that because the graphics would be so low that I'm assuming the hardware can
Mm-hmm.
handle it. I don't maybe just the architecture, God bless you. The architecture of
So you
of
feel
the
like it's a hardware limitation in with the
yeah, it
SSD.
definitely yeah, I think it from that's what they said because even though the
Yeah.
PlayStation
But they
5
lied. They lied though.
well,
So you know, I mean,
I mean, yeah,
Sony good
listen,
for lying, bro.
if you say you catch somebody in one lie, but as far as being a gamer, that hasn't been done. I'm just saying, I'm a Destiny fan.
Right. It
And
can be an original idea though too, bro. What if somebody never thought about it? See what I'm saying?
nah, come on, man. Listen, I
I
remember
mean, seriously though, bro.
listen, who hasn't think about it? I play a game like Destiny, and when you go from a world to a world, it loads, so it just shows your
Yeah.
ship flying. Then you play a game like Warframe,
Yeah.
they took it a step further. When you load in, but you could
Okay.
control your ship flying. But they still both games go from a planet to planet, and you did not snap your
I see
finger and
what
go
you're
to a
saying.
new planet. You know what I'm saying? Like Warframe,
I see
that's
exactly what you're saying.
somebody would have did it. You know. Now I'm not saying
See, I'm looking at it more.
nowhere did I say Xbox can't do it because obviously
Yeah.
those 12 teraflops, I'm sure they can. But I'm just
I know
saying
they can
Ratchet
do
and
it.
Clank is the first game I seen that did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
See,
all.
I guess I was thinking of it in a different way. I'm looking at it as literally a world within a world. One is just invisible. That's how I'm thinking of it from my perspective. You
I
see what I'm
mean,
saying?
I hear you, but when you go from a world to a world, a game has to load that, right? So if you in the way video games is
You
designed,
don't
if
think it
you're
can preload?
huh?
You don't think it can You don't think it can preload those assets for that level?
It can on the PlayStation 5 and I'm sure on the Xbox Series X, but not on the
So you don't,
PlayStation
oh, the four
4.
can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
I see what you're
Because
saying.
that's where loading comes in,
Yeah.
right? When the again, you use the
Okay.
word load, you preload. The game itself, the system, the hardware isn't powerful enough to actually load
Yeah.
something in real time. So that's the problem. That's why a game
Okay.
always load. That's why we get cutscenes. And we, remember back in the day in
Yeah.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
1, the damn door where you went to open the door, the game had
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
load what
Most
was
definitely.
coming next. So the door slowly opened,
I
because,
mean, okay, then I'll give them. I'll
you
give
know,
them that. That may be they legitimate, next gen W.
right, right,
I'll give them that. I'll give
right.
them that. But it's definitely possible in the Series X.
Oh,
So
I mean,
anybody who ever said that shit is not
yeah, yeah.
possible, nah, that's
Think about
capping.
it, right? If we're just being layman's, right? Meaning we don't know nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have something that's 12 teraflops and something that's 10.28. You
Exactly.
would have
Exactly.
to think, right? I'm not a scientist, but math should illustrate. Now, I did watch the tech demo for Stadia, PlayStation, and they did said, that's what I was trying to tell Doc Dark when Doc Dark did a bunch of his videos, and he was like, "Well, this can't do that." I said, "Well, let's not just say that. It's a certain thing called optimization, right?" So what Sony was trying to say is, even though they don't have as much teraflops, is the architect of the system, they could optimize it in a way that it's going to be able to do something that it couldn't do if it was more powerful. Now, we have to see that, right? Now that it sound cool, right? Science fiction and all, techie stuff. I like techie stuff. I got a phone that folds. It sounded cool, but I have to see it. Now, the Ratchet and Clank, that's cool. I'm not going to say Xbox can't do it because it just doesn't make sense because they're more powerful hardware. But either way, that game is all about what is it called? Ratchet and Clank. What's the name called? Ratchet and
Rift
Clank.
apart.
Yeah, again, that's a rift apart. So that's the whole thing. They
Yeah,
jump
yeah,
through
yeah.
rifts, right? So I'm not saying Xbox can't do it.
Okay,
Go
you
ahead.
know what I want to see then?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want to see? I'll give them that. I'll give them that. If that's truly how it works, I want to see, and I guess this is what we are waiting for. Xbox take advantage of them 12 T flops. They're
Yeah.
not necessarily ripped apart,
Well,
but something that can only be done. And I guess that's what Starfield is supposed to
Well,
be.
here's the thing. They typically
Yeah,
say, and you know this, we've been playing games forever. Typically, you see those
yeah,
masterpiece games that push the system, like, to be honest, bro, like 3 and 4 years later. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, developers need to really get
most
their hand. They
definitely,
get them dev kits early, but they really need to mess with these consoles for a good 2 years, man, before they're gonna make a game
most
that we're gonna
definitely.
be like, what is this? You know?
And bro, you
Um,
know what? That's what I be saying too. That's what I say to them. Like, where's all y'all exclusives XYZ?
right.
Again, Microsoft is worth what they are for a reason. You got to let them cook. They're not gonna rush it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's fair.
like you said, they woke up the sleeping giant. You know what they said after they got pretty much embarrassed last year?
Right.
They vowed that we're never going to let Sony outclass us in power again,
Well,
and they're gonna step it up.
here's my thing. I don't even care about the power because this is what I said to my friends, and they
Yeah,
was pissed. And I literally did. I did about a year and a half ago. I did a podcast called "The Future of Gaming," right? And I said, bro, Xbox
yeah.
is going to be a future of gaming. And mind you, at the time there was no Stadia. I was literally talking as a PlayStation fan. But I said what they're doing with X, and this is before Game Pass was what it is today. I said what they're doing is crazy that they're allowing you to play games on a again, we come into this game with one, everybody come into this game with this, consumers come into this game, I don't care what you like, with one common thing, right? You know what that is? It's our money. So my thing is, how much can you get for your money over there? How much can I get for my money over here, right? And I don't care, bro. The amount you're getting for your money in Game Pass is stellar. So the thing is, what they realize is, okay, yeah, this console is this powerful, this is this powerful, but value is value. And at the end of the day,
Right.
it's gonna become a point where you spending $70 for, I'm just gonna say it, Outriders or MLB The Show, and I spent $9.99. I got that plus like 89 other games. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, now, can you
Oh shit!
say,
You know what? I counted it. I counted the other day. Not meaning to cut you off,
mm-hmm,
bro. It's over 300 Game Pass games, and I made a video on it. You know, I was talking about
crazy,
it. 300.
it's crazy.
I counted that shit. Crazy.
Now, I'm not gonna say there's some people gonna say, well, I need my God of War, so none of them games matter, and that's fine. But if I took a majority, like you said, if I walked out and
They
if I
lying,
walked out
bro.
and took a survey, now I
Yeah,
think that survey might prove, you know what? Like I said earlier, majority rules. I think majority of people would be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen, at the end of the day, like Doc Dark said, and I said one day, I said, bro, the only allegiance I got is to God and my wallet. To be honest with you. And
Exactly.
I'm a fan of Stadia, but I told them, I said, bro, when Microsoft started having games, when Microsoft could do what Stadia could do, like Doc said earlier, it's a wrap. When they could do what Stadia could do and give more for the same money, I mean, listen, I like Stadia, but I like my money more. I'm sorry, you know.
And
So
they are headed. They are heading there.
they're
If
coming, bro.
anybody, if anybody makes that giant leap, it's going to be Microsoft.
It's gonna
They
be
have
them.
the
I'm not gonna,
infrastructure.
and
They
because
have everything.
and
And
they made the
go ahead.
statement. They said our competition
Right.
isn't Sony and Nintendo. It's Amazon and Google. So they're on their way. My
Right.
only issue is this. Stadia for me would still be the king because they allow you to buy games, right? So hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
If I love the
Yeah.
cloud so much and my favorite game wasn't in Game Pass, meaning my favorite game wasn't going to be on xCloud, then I'm screwed, right? It's the same way somebody could be like, oh, well, I like God of War. Then fine. If you like God of War that much, then I give you that, right? I can't argue with you. Well, real life, my favorite game is Marvel Avengers. It's not on Game Pass. It's not on xCloud. So then,
Yeah.
so the thing with Stadia is it's not in Stadia's subscription either. But guess what? Stadia allow you to buy games. So you could just easily buy the game in the cloud. Now, when Microsoft flipped that switch, that I don't know if they'll do or not, because then they might be their own competition as well. Because right now you still need to buy the system to get certain games. And you still need to buy the system to be in that quote unquote ecosystem, right? Um, because there's going to be games on a system that's not going to be on xCloud, right? So you technically still will want to own an Xbox Series X.
And I believe that's going to be their future.
Yeah.
The box is for the hardcore stuff.
Correct.
And the cloud is for general gaming.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like mobile, Nintendo, XYZ.
Yeah,
it's going to be for general gaming.
They're always going to be the hardcore people that grew up on a box and they don't want to hear cloud. That's what I'm trying to tell people. They already predict, like I said, in 2027, the cloud is only going to be 4% of video game market. 4%. So let's not get all crazy over the cloud. Now, I think that Xbox and Sony, if maybe Sony, but I think what Xbox was talking about is taking advantage of the cloud where you're going to be able to play a game in the cloud while your game is downloading on the hardware. So then when it's actually on the hardware, you can switch over. That. You know, so that's going to be amazing. Anyways, let me look through this. Let me scroll through this thing. I don't want to keep you all day, bro. This has been awesome. If you ever up for it again, I love doing content with people, bro. If you ever want to have me on the show or have me in a video, I'm definitely up for it. I want to thank everybody that's coming out. Let me just jump through and read some of these comments. My boy Proto P is in the house. He said, I like the Wii. I like the Wii if that can. I'm not even reading that. Proto, you're being silly now. Let me see. Oh, my boy Collins Dynasty is in here. He said Red Faction was amazing. Yeah, man.
Right.
It really was, man. It was ahead of the curve, bro. I remember you could blow up everything in that game. It was crazy.
Bro, the PvP was amazing. I used to love running around smacking people with the sledgehammers. They make a crate in the wall, teabagging them, all kind of stuff. Crazy.
Let me see. Doc Dark said, LOL, that's why we keep the Cowboy in the basement. They can't handle me, bro. Listen, in my little community, man, people hate me so bad, it's crazy. But listen, man, I just tell the truth, though. Don't get mad at me. Like, I got a new show coming out where I said, listen, we're going to just put everything on blast. So it's going to be a weekly episode.
Right.
And we're just going to talk about the news and stuff, but we're also going to talk about the community. Now, if y'all running around acting stupid and you on Twitter saying crazy stuff, we're gonna talk about it. People like, that's messed up. You're just gonna name drop, bro. It ain't my fault. It's you. Stop doing dumb stuff.
Right, man. And that's to speak on that. You know how many Sony fanboys came at me on Twitter? You seen the shit. I'm up there like Broly, 1v5 and crater niggas.
When I got off, I woke up the next day. It was too many. I couldn't even go back. I was like, bro, I'm not reading all this. Y'all was well into the night going in on each other. I was like, all right.
Bro, that was them. They were commenting at me, and see what I don't mind doing as a man. I'm not like y'all. I'm not like those Twitter trolling dudes. I'll jump in them comments with you. We can battle, nigga. But at the same time, my energy that I keep with you, in Twitter, I'm gonna have that same energy if you jump in the chat. And I told him that. I said, all this stuff y'all saying to me right now, bro, swing by the chat. Like, there's no point in you talking to me if you're not going to question me or whatever. There's no point. Like, what are you doing? You know, and I said that to, everybody from Puerto Rock, pretty next gen, whoever, it doesn't matter. And speaking of that guy, man, when I went on their show, I thought it was going to be something like this. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be me talking man to man with an individual, a group of individuals. But man, I peeped the dude when he first came out. I didn't know he evolved into what he did when it's nothing but kind of like a circle jerk. Like, let's be 100. That's all it is, man. If you go on there and you're not bowing down and kissing Sony's ass, they throw you in, they do all this bullshit. And I'm a grown ass man, bro. I don't do all that.
That's not cool. That's why I love the thing is with me, man, I want to be fair, right? And I think everybody has a voice and everybody should be heard. So for me, it's like to have you on here, I want you to say everything you got to say, but then I want to ask follow-up questions so I could totally understand your perspective, right? It's called logic, right? I want to understand your logic.
Definitely.
And people, that's people who just want to win, right? And I feel like if you're already coming on because you just want to win, I love what you said. You said, bro, I'm just want to give my preference. And that's it, right? You didn't say this is why it's better, right? You just said this is why it's your preference.
Right.
So, you came in the mentality that I'm not trying to prove to you this is better for you. I'm just proving to you why I prefer it. And that's where we need to be.
Yeah, I'm just like, back up off me.
Right.
Back up. That's all
You're
I'm
just
saying.
defending yourself, to be honest, at the end of the day. So it sounds like, the guys, and I don't know those guys at all. So, yeah, I mean, listen, bro, I ain't afraid of nobody. We're just talking anyway. I could trash talk too if we want to talk about moms and all that. But I just love a good, intelligent debate, right? I love,
good grown ass man talk, man.
Yeah,
that's all
you know
it
what
is.
I'm saying? Like, and it's cool to be like, well, show and tell. Oh, my toy is better than your toy. Oh, well, what makes your toy better? Because it's cool. I might be like,
Right.
bro, you know what? Your toy is better. That might happen. I don't know. Look what you said. You know what then? Well, if the whole rift apart thing is like that, I give him that. Bro, that's a man. Nobody could take that from you. You said,
Right.
listen, if that is what it is, and I give him that. I give him that. But people aren't,
Right.
you're right, people aren't willing to do that. I'm gonna give let's see, to Bob, and I'm gonna read this. He said, question is, why is no one talking about Metroid Exodus Enhanced Edition? I don't know much about that.
Metroid Exodus.
Metro Exodus Enhanced Edition. So the
Oh
Metro
yeah.
series, you know what? I just never really got
Okay.
into them. It's certain games that stand out, and then certain games that come out after a game, and you kind of feel like it's a clone of a game. And so, I
Yeah,
felt like
yeah.
it just looked to me like another shooter, but it had creatures and werewolves and stuff. So I never messed with it that much. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to check it out. Let's see. All right. Anyways, let me just see. Doc Dark said, "Cowboy, stop! You ain't doing good. GTA kills God of War." Yeah, I mean, I'm not comparing GTA and God of War because they're two different games. I mean, I always do the analogy when people don't want to say what movie is better. Well, if you had a 2-hour flight, what movie would you watch, right? So if you had a 2-hour flight, what game would you watch? What game would you play? Me personally, I would definitely play God of War over GTA, because again, GTA is basic, but GTA is fun as hell because it's multiplayer and you can run around and run people over and stuff. But I just feel like GTA is pretty basic for me. I outgrew that game a long time ago from San Andreas, from, I don't know, Vice City, when I was, how long
But you
ago
know
was
the
that?
draw to that game?
What's that?
You know the draw to it? GTA 5 does what we've always wanted to do since we were kids when we first played that damn game. You get to get with a bunch of random ass
You're
people
right.
online and cause chaos. That's
Bro,
what make it dope.
I used to say it. When I was playing Vice City, bro, in 2000 or 2002, whatever it came out, I used to be like, yo, when would they ever make a Grand Theft Auto multiplayer? If I could run around with my friends, I kind of got out of Grand Theft Auto, and I get it, but I'm just more,
Right.
you know what it is? It's like the same thing when people say like, "Oh, you should play Red Dead Redemption." Bro, why I want to steal somebody's horse? I'd rather play Grand Theft Auto and steal somebody's car. So for me, I'm always looking for that
Right.
next, and I'm into sci-fi also, right? So it's like, give me a futuristic Grand Theft Auto. That's why I like Marvel Avengers so much. I got
Right.
fly in the air or something. But I'm not gonna knock GTA again. GTA 5, best-selling game of all time. People still playing it. It's the game, but I think I outgrew it to a point because I guess I want more out of the game. Like for me, and
Right.
again,
Oh
let's
well,
be
mark
clear,
this then.
GTA is a
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 and Xbox One game. I mean, Xbox 360 game. That game is
Right. And
so
that's where I was
old.
going.
Like watching my video, I asked my nephew. I said, "Hey, let me try the PlayStation 5. I want to check out this controller." No, I said I want to play something on it, right? So it took them over an hour to download a 90 gig game, and I was pushing over 400 megabytes per second. Right, my Wi-Fi is my internet
Right.
was so fast. I'm like, damn, it took over an hour. So the next day we played a game. We played so he was going through the 7 games he had on his system. He had to delete one. He deleted Grand Theft Auto 5. I said, bro, you deleting Grand Theft Auto 5? He said, man, nobody play that game like that anymore. I was like, damn, but
Yeah.
everybody swear you gotta have Grand Theft Auto. He said, nah, I mean, I've been playing that since I was a
Well,
kid.
it is. You're right. It is. The shit stay packed. I log on almost
I'm
every
sure
day.
it
You know,
does,
just
but it's the same way Destiny stay packed. These are those
right. Right.
die-hard fans, right? And that's their game. You can't tell them otherwise. And you
Right.
couldn't have tell me otherwise when I was a die-hard Destiny fan. But eventually, I outgrew Destiny. And 3 years ago, you'd have never looked me in my face and say, "Bro, in about 3 years, you ain't gonna play Destiny anymore." I would have slapped the hell out you. But guess
You
what?
can note this for me. You can note this for me. I'm gonna tell you, like I told a couple other people,
Mm-hmm.
GTA 5 is going to become what 76 and ESO are to Fallout and Elder Scrolls. That's what's happening. That's why we do not have a GTA 6.
Right.
GTA 5 is a fucking 8-year-old game,
Right.
nigga. 8-year-old. With what they can do with these new systems, these new consoles, they can do amazing things with that game. So I believe that game is going to go on to live on as its own thing
I
because people
got you.
have
I got you.
poured countless hours into that game.
Yeah, but
I
here's the
believe that's
thing,
going to go
though.
on.
But here's the
Go
thing,
ahead.
though. if you had a chance, you was Rockstar, right? And you had a chance to strike
Right.
lightning in the bottle twice, but bigger and better. Like,
Right.
that's almost like saying they'll come out with GTA 6, but it'd be no multiplayer. It have to have it, right? Have to.
Well,
So
no,
why would I
I'm not
still
saying that.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, why would I still play? I'm just saying, I'm sure some people will,
Right.
and maybe they don't have a next gen console, right? But why would I still play GTA 5 online if they came out with a GTA 6? Then again,
And
I
see,
don't know,
that's the
man.
thing. I believe GTA 5 is going to be like a 76 or ESO. GTA 6 will more than likely be in like parallel with it
Right,
until it catches on, because
right,
they are going to be Series X in PS5 enhanced, right?
right, right.
Okay. So for the people who still have the regular Xbox Ones, et cetera, they're going to be able to enjoy GTA 5 until more people catch up with the generation by way of Series X and PS5.
Right.
Then as more people kind of migrate over, GTA 6 will start to take over. That's my,
I got you. I got you.
prophecy for that, or
Well,
premonition or whatever.
I mean, listen, let's just, again, I think one of the things you and me agree on from the door was money, right? So if you could still have people
Most definitely.
buying stuff on GTA 6, 5 and new people playing GTA 6, I mean, why shut down the servers, right? So,
Most definitely.
hey. Now I got somebody had a question for you. Jay Kills. What's up, Jay? Thanks for tuning in,
What's
man.
going on?
He said, what's your favorite game? What's your favorite video game?
Of all time, like any console?
I'm guessing. I mean, I know mine's off the back of my head if you want me to go first.
Man, yeah, you go ahead.
Man, I love,
Favorite
and this
video
is
game.
funny, right? You mentioned GTA. I'm a
Uh-huh.
Prototype is my favorite game. Why? Now here's the credit. Funny thing, you and me talking about GTA. GTA for me broke the boundaries of gaming, meaning you could walk down the street, you could jump in a car and drive. You could jump in a helicopter and fly. You could fly a damn plane, right? Now, for me, Prototype
Mm-hmm.
took it to the next level. It was a third person game that you could jump in tanks, you could fly a helicopter, you had superpowers, you could run on top of a roof, you could grab a person and take them on top of a building and throw them into a helicopter. Like, you literally, you could do it was like GTA with superpowers. And that for me, and that's why I
Right,
was
right.
upset with what was the game called again on Xbox game that we said didn't do good? Crackdown. Because I was hoping
Yeah, yeah.
Crackdown was gonna be like, man, pretty much kind of like that. Because it is kind of like a GTA with superpowers to a point, but it failed
Right,
miserably
right.
because that would have had my
Man,
eyes open.
my favorite game, man. You know what? I never really thought about one in particular because,
Okay.
like I said, I'm a gamer, bro. I like multiple types, but I'll give you top three games that I played ridiculously with my brother growing up. What I really wanted to make a new Armored Core. I love
Mm,
Armored Core, bro. Bro,
yeah.
I'll sit there for hours and customize my bot
Yeah.
XYZ. I went and bought this game called Damon X Mechana for the Switch. You ever heard of that? Damon X Mechana, Machina, something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
It's kind of like a new age Armored Core for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Dope ass game, bro. You can blow off arms, legs, head, all that, man. It's
Sounds
it's
cool.
super dope, and it plays more like an anime. So I would love for somebody to make a new Armored Core with realistic destruction, kind of like
Right.
Mech Warrior. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Marvel vs. Capcom, I don't know what the fuck happened after
Ooh.
2, bro.
Yeah.
After
Part
2, it
three
was a
was
wrap.
not it, bro. Part three was not it.
Right. I would love for them to come out with some kind of Marvel vs. Capcom, I don't know, All Stars or something, bro. Take
Well,
it
you know
back
what's
to
funny
2
though?
and
Not for nothing. Don't
yeah,
laugh at me when I tell you this, bro. That Power
go ahead.
Rangers game is official. It played just like Marvel vs. Capcom, and
Yeah,
Capcom
you ain't
just added
lying.
Ryu and Chung Li in it.
Yeah, yeah. Right. It was nice. I played it and I never played that game a day before in my life. My dude challenged me to it. I hopped on there one day, scraped him. I told him, like, bro, I come from that Marvel's Capcom 2
Yeah,
era. I don't
yeah,
know what
you,
you've been doing.
yeah, you could. Yep, yeah, same thing to me. I jumped on it and was just into it. So now let's
My
see.
last one,
Oh, go ahead.
my third game, my third and final game for top three, Power Stone. Man, I want that game to come back.
Ooh, that was,
Power
we
Stone,
played all
bro.
the same games,
When
bro. Yeah,
when I heard they were starting that rumor like Microsoft made by Sega, I'm like,
right,
shit,
right.
Power Stone can come back. Even though
Yeah,
they didn't make Power Stone, you know what I'm saying? I just
yeah, yeah.
associated
Yep,
with it.
yep.
But I hope Power Stone come back, bro. or
Bro,
some kind of next gen bloody roar.
I want to. When we was talking about my clan won 18 tournaments, bro. I won a Power Stone tournament. I used the Rock dude, and they was like, "Yo,
Bro.
you're cheating." I was like, "He's a damn character in the game." Like, what? Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I was a fan. Somebody asked me would I switch to an iPhone. Absolutely not. I'd be lost if I got an iPhone. I've been an Android for so long. Now you can see the kids nowadays. My granddaughter, bro. Yeah, I know it's crazy. I got a granddaughter. I know it's crazy. Just even it sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. But yeah, one of my daughters had a kid early. So anyway, my granddaughter,
Bless you, bro.
she's 3 years old, but she'll be 4 next month. But bro, she could pick up an iPhone and she could put it down and pick up an Android, and I couldn't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up. I stayed on one thing. But these kids nowadays, she'll just know like it ain't, you know. So when somebody asks me, would you go to iPhone? Nah, it was probably. I mean, I'm sure I could learn it in like a week, you know, if I had to. But no.
Well, to keep it 100, I look at it like this: the iPhone is literally the PlayStation of phones.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's more popular, it's more basic. Not talking shit about PlayStation, but it is. It's easier to operate. Androids are vastly more customizable. I used to root my phones and all kind of things, bro. So you know, I mean, that's just what it is.
Now you know what's funny? Because my boy Mr. Urban Royal, who's in the chat, I hope he's still there when I say this. He's been telling me, he's like, bro, I would rather get an Xbox because you could like, I don't know how you could do it, but he's saying how you could have emulators and you could be playing you know, anything on an Xbox. Like you could get emulators and stuff.
Oh
so
yeah, you can, bro.
Right. So that he's been telling me that. And so yeah, I agree with that analogy, you know, because an Android.
You know what you can do?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's dev mode, developer mode, because I did it. I got to get an SD because I didn't know when I did it. You can partition a certain, a certain area of your SSD. But I'm in the skip ahead alpha ring, and that I think it was a bug in it, so it wouldn't let me partition my space properly. But anyway, I got to go get a micro SSD. I'm gonna use that specifically for emulators.
Okay.
But all you do, man, you pay $20 at the Microsoft site. $20, that's your license right there, and you can go into developer mode. You can install all kind of shit on there, things. And yeah, you can go in there and play everything from the PS2 era and below. I believe you can play DS and all that, bro. So yeah, anybody that's on PlayStation listening, I can literally play your exclusives on my Xbox if I want to.
Right. Yeah, my boy Mr. Urban been telling me about that. Also, guys, I made a mistake. Yeah. I should let you guys know. If you got a question for either one of us, put the word question real big or put the word question in front of it. Because as I'm scrolling through the chat, that's how I see it real quick. I totally forgot. That should have been a housekeeping rules. Because now I'm looking through the chat. I'm like, oh, people asked a question, but I didn't realize it. Because a lot of times people get in a chat and they just saying hi to each other. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to, But
yeah.
Chills Gaming said the games are, now here's one thing to talk about. He said the games are going to the PlayStation 4 for sales to make more money. I mean, that does make sense. Listen,
right?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I could have said, oh, these games are only gonna be on PlayStation 5. But then when you realize, they got a shortage of the chips and all this stuff, and it's like, how many people bought a PlayStation 4? It's like, bro, that's dollar signs. You should have never said that. I'd have been like, listen, if you could we'll still make a PlayStation 4 version. We'll make a PlayStation 5 version.
You know what? They had to create that hype for PS5. If they would have just said all these gonna be on PS4, people would have held back. They had to throw you that line, that worm.
You are right. Yeah, they said the generations thing, right? I know Doc Dark is big on saying, oh, they said generations. Let me see.
They lied. And anybody that watched this live, because some people gonna come peep it.
Yeah.
Any of y'all that was talking smack on Twitter, this what I do. I don't fear no man but God, bro. We all mortal out here. If you can type big on Twitter, you can talk man to man, bro. I don't hate none of you guys. I don't even know none of y'all. Yep. But you know more about me than I know about you right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a straight shooter. Yeah. I don't hate PlayStation. I don't hate PlayStation games. If you love your PlayStation, you love your games, man, love your games. All I'm saying, don't come press me about mine. If you press me about what I like, I'm gonna press you about what you like. And the truth gonna prevail either way. Listen, the truth is all. The truth will always be the truth, no matter what you choose to believe. Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple.
Like I said, you open that door, you don't know what's coming through. But I will do this too, guys. If anybody's listening and you like PlayStation, I would love to do another one of these, and I would love to, have you on. And just like me and Beast did, let's walk it through. Let's talk about why it's your preference, and and then at some point, if we could be constructive, it'll be really cool to have a panel and we could have some PlayStation guys and some Xbox guys, and we could just talk about gaming. Legit adults
Most
talking about
definitely.
gaming. We could laugh, we could joke, because I think what you and I just show people is we could be from two different sides, even though we really didn't mention the cloud too much. But it's cool that
Right.
I acknowledge I was once an Xbox guy, I was once a PlayStation guy, I'm a cloud guy. I love Stadia. But at the end of the day, I love to hear somebody else's thoughts, and I love to allow them to be able to speak their mind. And you're right, though. People gonna watch it back tomorrow and be like, "Oh man," and they're gonna be commenting in the comments. But
I mean, they gonna be talking shit, man. If I was on out and said this the truth, you wouldn't have did nothing. You gonna
yeah,
comment.
people gonna be like, "Oh, I would have said this if I was on." I mean, maybe you would have. I don't know how much it
Right.
would have
Come
made,
on.
but and again, and again, I don't even have a side, right? Because we didn't even bring up Stadia
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
reasons why I like it. I'm just right here. This is the platform is all for my boy Beast, and he's just explaining his preference.
Yeah.
And again, it's
But
not like I didn't think.
tell me this before I
Mhm.
tell me this before I go, bro. Why did you choose Stadia over a console?
Okay, so glad you said that, man. This is cool for me at least to be able to say. I literally was sitting home one day. All right, I'm gonna back up further. The only handheld system I ever owned in my life, okay, was a Sega Nomad. Reason being, the Sega Nomad was literally a portable Sega Genesis. So this is why I dislike Game Boy, Game Gear, go to PSP, Vita, go to whatever. They always will have a console version, and then you got to buy the handheld version. So now you just sold me two games of
Mhm.
the same game. So for me, I was like, man, I remember I was diehard into Destiny, and my boy was like, and I played Destiny so much, and the job I worked at the time, I had so much free time. If I was able to play a game at work, bro, I could have played a strike. I could have been playing I could have
Yeah.
played Destiny at work, right? So my boy said, oh, they got a thing called remote play. I was like, what the hell is that? He's like, if you get a PSP Vita, excuse me, you could play at your job and mirror it from your console at home. I said, what? So I tried it and it was trash. Like it just didn't hold up. Like, yeah, you could play it, but it ain't playable, right? Like it was cool,
It
but
ain't feel right.
it was just the latency was so obvious. Like I might play it just to run around and farm materials, but I ain't playing with my
Right, right.
friends, right? So I always thought that was interesting, and one day maybe technology would get there. I thought maybe 100 years I'll probably be dead by the time you could do that. So I'm
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
home, and I heard they announced in Stadia, and they was like, Google's getting into gaming. I'm like, Google, whatever. Yeah, they got a lot of money, whatever. What is gonna be a console, whatever. And they said you're gonna be. They said first this will call me. They said we're gonna have our own platform and ecosystem of gaming. One, and again, you and me been talking about money all day. One, they said it's
Right,
gonna
right.
be free. I said, how the hell is wait? My PlayStation 4 cost me how much money? My bad. My PlayStation 4 Pro cost me how much money? And it's gonna
Right.
be free. So they had me at free. Then they said, and then when new consoles come out and when the generations get higher, it's gonna cost you nothing to upgrade to the next gen. I said, wait, hold on. How the hell is that even possible? When the PlayStation 5 come out, it's going to be like $500, and guess what? It was $500. Then
Right.
Xbox came out, it was $500 or $300. How is it going to be free? So they had me with free. Then they said, but they took it back to my whole thing where I wish I could have been playing Destiny at my job, and you're gonna be able to play on devices you already have. I said, wait, then it's not a console that's free because I'm thinking they're gonna send you a console in the mail for free, right? No, you're gonna be
Right,
able
right.
to play on stuff you already have. I said, wait, how the what? They said it's called the cloud. And I said the cloud. Then I thought like, oh wait, I remember PlayStation Now had this thing called PlayStation had this thing called PlayStation Now, and it was cloud gaming, but it was trash. I remember people was like, we can't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
play, and then everybody wanted you to be able to download a game. So eventually they start letting you download games because it was the latency was so bad. I was like, wait, but then they got the tech guys on there. They said, listen, in order for you to play in 720p, you're going to have to at least have 10 megabytes per second. I said, well, who the hell internet don't have 10 megabytes per second? They said in order to play in 4K, up to 4K, you're just going to have 20 megabytes per second. I said, wait, it's going to be free. You're going to be able to upgrade for free. You're going to be able to play on a phone I already have. So that means I'm not going to have to buy no more hardware. I was like, this just seems too good to be true. Now, since I'm a tech guy, I was interested, right? Hence, I got a $2,000
Mhm.
phone that folds. So I'm into tech. Bro, when the microwave came out, I was like, a microwave? You mean I can make my food in 10 seconds? So I've
Yeah,
always been
yeah,
in tech. When damn Rain-X came out, wait, I could spray something on my windshield and drive through the rain and not turn on my windshield wipers? What? I just always been into
yeah.
advancement, right? That's just been me. I will be what you call a tech enthusiast. So that's what made me say, hold on. So then I was interested. So when it was getting close to coming out, Microsoft dropped xCloud, and I was on the xCloud beta. And yeah, people talk trash about xCloud, but let me tell you this, bro. I'm telling you, I record everything. I got a video on my channel with me and my wife at Red Lobster eating dinner. I'm playing Gears of War and Halo on my phone at dinner. Now,
Oh
was it a
wow.
little choppy? It was, but that was the future. I was like, bro, this is crazy. I'm playing Gears of War on my phone at Red Lobster, and it wasn't that bad. Now, then Stadia came out, and it just took it to a next level, and that's where Doc Dark come in handy. Doc Dark said he did a video saying the cloud isn't here yet, but he never played Stadia. So MM2K challenged him. He saw his video, didn't know him from dirt. Said, listen, bro, I'm gonna send you, which I'm gonna hold it up right now. This is called a Premier Edition. It comes with a Chromecast Ultra and a Stadia controller and a month of Pro, right? Which is the Stadia subscription that's similar to Game Pass, but it can't mess with Game Pass because Game Pass got too much value. So he said, I'm going to send you this. I want you to play it for a solid month and then tell me. Doc Dark played it, and I swear to God, you watch how many videos Doc Dark went on record. Said, yeah, I said the cloud wasn't the future. He said, no, Stadia's here right now. Stadia, when you play, bro, if you walked in my door, and you just seen a controller in my hand, and Stadia, you could play on anything. It's weird. People ask you, is it a console or is it a computer? We don't know, because I could hook up my PlayStation controller. And if I hook up my PlayStation controller, when you go to the options to see controls, it's going to show PlayStation buttons. If I hooked up my Xbox controller, it shows Xbox buttons. If I plugged in a damn laptop and keyboard, a laptop and keyboard comes up. It's like, it's weird. I don't know what Stadia is. If you
Yeah,
walked in
yeah.
the door and see me sitting down with an Xbox controller, you would have sat there for a half an hour and thought I was playing Xbox because it plays smooth.
Right.
You would have thought it was a console. Then you'd be like, hold up, wait. How'd you switch to a game and it didn't look like, I'd be like, oh, this is Stadia. But you got an Xbox controller. Oh no, you can play with anything on Stadia. There's literally no limitations. So that's why people hate Stadia. They're like, oh, they trying to kill consoles. Well, I will say
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
When Stadia first came out, they did it to themselves because Google said, we're going to rival consoles. They should have never said that because everybody got pissed off. Well, anyway, that's what got me interested in Stadia. And when I actually got Stadia, it literally did what it said. You could play on anything.
Yeah.
It cost me nothing, so I don't have to play for Stadia Pro. I just pay for Stadia Pro because it's their version of like a Game Pass. Every month they give you games, right?
Right.
It's crazy. So that's why I said the day Microsoft get on, and the doc said it himself, and I believe it. Xbox going to be the ones to do it. They're gonna, when they have Stadia's
Yep.
tech, and they also have xCloud. Sorry, when they have Stadia's tech and they're offering Game Pass, it's gonna be a wrap for gaming because they're gonna cover everything. I said this before. I said reason why Xbox I believe is the future is because they're covering everything. They have the cheapest next gen console. They have the most powerful next gen console. They have a subscription based service for gaming. They have cloud based service, and you can play on PCs. I mean, there ain't nothing they ain't doing. They cover everything. I'm giving
Right.
you this is your argument. I'm helping you out with. So next time a PlayStation guy come to you, this is how you shut them down. But they're covering everything. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro. I keep it real. I'm just giving her credit it's good due. My friends who love, again, I was a
Exactly.
PlayStation guy. They hate when I talk about Microsoft. I'm just giving credit. They got it all. What don't they have? Their
Right.
hands is in everything. So well, I don't
Right.
like consoles. Well, mother effer, they got the cloud. Well, I don't like the cloud. Well, they got the
Right.
most
Right.
powerful console. Well, consoles cost too much. They got a $300 next gen system.
Right. Right.
Well, I'm a PC guy. You go play the games on PC. You let me know.
Right.
They doing it all.
Right.
They doing it all.
And it's just people gonna find a reason to hate.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's
yeah,
all it is.
that's
It's
all
just
it is.
like, you know what I said about that? It's kind of like back in the days, high school when you was little, somebody ain't like you.
Yep.
No matter what you did, even if you try to be cool with a person, they're still gonna try to like you. So I'll say this for Microsoft, man. Stop worrying about what Sony
Yeah,
thinks.
man.
The fanboys never gonna like you. Do
Never
your
gonna
thing.
like
And they doing it, and it's like it's like they realize that and they're doing that now.
you. Yep.
Just do your thing,
And
man. They never gonna like you.
well, you know what they realize? They realize, you know what? We got deep pockets and we could literally do something they
Right.
can't. And if they try to do it, they're really so Microsoft could lose some money, but Sony's gonna lose some money. I dare them to try to make a X
Right. Right.
dare them to try to do a Game Pass type thing. They just can't do it in the same way. Now,
right.
They just can't. I mean, and I've been a fan of PlayStation longer than I've been a fan of Xbox, but I just don't think they could give you the level of value that Xbox is giving you. You know, they're not
They
gonna
ain't gonna hear
buy.
that though.
They're not gonna spend $7 billion on a company. They're not gonna. I don't
Right.
see Sony doing that. They're gonna try to come up with a new God of War, and they're gonna come up with a couple new games that, again, they got like 5 games that people go crazy over. Bro, that's not a lot. You ain't playing those 5 games all year. Let's just be real. But
Exactly, and that's my point.
that's what they're going to try to do. So question,
Right.
to Bob Lee said, if there was one PS exclusive you could bring to Xbox, ooh, this is good. What game would it be? Oh, that's a good one. You want to answer that first, or?
One PS exclusive?
Yeah, if you could bring it to X. Hey, to Bob, that is good, bro. That's a good one. I mean,
Uh,
honestly, I
what about
do.
that one game you was talking about? Fuck is it called? The
What?
All Stars Smash Brothers
PlayStation
thing.
All Stars.
Right. I'll bring that if they do a next gen version. I'll
Yeah,
take
you
that
do that
because I
because
love
that'd just
Smash
be
Brothers.
dirty, bro. If you did that, you'd be like, "Yo, hold up, how you got PlayStation characters on Xbox?" That'd be a blow. Um, Honestly, although I think The Last of Us is really, really amazing, but I would have to say God of War, yo. God of War is they got a lot of zombie games.
Yeah.
The Last one was just so good because they do it so well. But at the end of the day, it's still a zombie
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
If you get around it, it's a zombie game. But God of War,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's just God of War is just like, yes, they got Devil May Cry, right? Which is everything. Devil May Cry, I feel, was kind of like a God of War in a different way, a little flashy, but God of War is something about the character, the gods, and the it's just epic.
It's the mythos of it.
Yeah, it's like, even like it was one of the games where he's sleeping with women, you ripping heads off of, like, it's just
Yeah,
so,
man.
it's, yeah. So I would bring God of War. You know, that was a
That
good
would be
question,
dope.
man. That was a really good question. Let me see. GTA 3 changed the face of gaming. It did. I ain't gonna lie to you. GTA 3, when that came out, it changed so much with gaming. It did,
Man,
man.
you know a little story about that. When I was
Mhm.
young, you remember that game Driver, and Driver 2?
I remember that.
Remember those? Bro, I had one of the original GTAs, the top down, a little top
Yeah,
down running through
GTA
the
2,
city.
part 1 and part 2.
Right. You got to join a gang and all that, the different factions.
Hmm.
I just thought one day as a child, I'm like, yo, they need to take this and fuse with that driver game, and that'd be dope as hell. GTA 3 pop up. Like, these motherfuckers stole my idea.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
That's too crazy. Too crazy. Yeah, it did though, man. GTA 3 is nothing like it.
Yeah.
And I believe what GTA is ultimately going to do, I think they still gonna bridge all their major cities. I think they're gonna let you fly to each city or somehow be able to
Ooh.
navigate to them.
See,
I believe they're gonna do that.
that would be sick. That
Because
would be cool.
some people are thinking, they've redone San Andreas,
Yep.
they've redone 3, they haven't redone Vice City. So
Hmm.
I feel like GTA 6 will be, if it's
Yeah.
not a Vice City remake, it's going to be bridging multiple cities. That's
Yeah.
just what I'm thinking. Could be wrong though.
Yeah. Now that'd be cool. Me personally, man, I love the ideal of GTA, but I just need more. So when Prototype came out, so I need
Right.
something like GTA, but you could run on build. You could, like, so the company that made Prototype was called Radical. So they made a game called Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which was on the PlayStation 2 and no, on PlayStation 3, and it was on the Xbox 360, right? So they took that ideal. It
Yeah.
literally, it was Incredible Hulk. Hulk running up buildings, he grabbing people, throwing them in the helicopter. He could rip a
I remember
phone
that game.
pole out the ground. You remember, and hit a cow with it like a baseball bat. So they
Right.
took that game
I remember.
engine and created Prototype. They had Prototype 1, Prototype 2. So the company went out of business, right? So
Ah,
you will never have another Prototype unless somebody buy the rights to it, right? So they're
right.
never made a game with that engine again. Now Crackdown was similar. Um Infamous was similar, which is a PlayStation exclusive, but it wasn't the same. So for me, I never
Right.
got to see a Prototype in multiplayer. Bro, if you gave me a Prototype and you running
Man.
around, and that's why Marvel Avengers is probably the closest thing, because you go run on buildings, you go fly in the air, you could,
Right.
grab people. Well, not the same as Prototype, where you could grab somebody and run up a building and throw them, but you know what I'm saying. So for me,
Right.
the way Grand Theft Auto broke everything, Prototype for me took it to the next level where it was the sandbox game that you could go anywhere, ride and stuff and superpowers. It
Yeah.
just took gaming to the next level, and they just never duplicated it. Now I feel like Crackdown was on his
Right.
way. Even that version of Sandy, what was that Saints Row that you played with the superpowers? They had was that part 4? One of the
Yeah,
Saints Row.
that's part
Yeah,
4.
they added superpowers. That was going in that direction. It just was poorly done, but you know.
What that's why a guy I play with on Xbox, he says he likes to say Saints Row lost their way off after 2. They kind of did because 2 was the last one that was more like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, they got too
Then 3
simple.
came with
Yeah.
then 3 came with like the dildo bats and all this
Yep.
other kind of
Yep.
crazy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it, they're still fun games.
You
I
know what's weird
definitely,
though? I think in a weird
yeah,
way they was trying to find a identity, right? I feel like they were
right,
always going to be a
right,
clone of GTA, and I guess they figure, you know what?
right,
Let's try to find our way and be, a silly version of a GTA. So we're going to do stuff GTA, and then I don't know what the hell
right.
happened with the superpowers, but they was just trying something, and
I actually like that though. I like the superpowers, man. I hope they build on that because I
mhm,
heard they're making the Saints Row 5, like it's
right,
in production.
yeah,
That's what I read somewhere. I don't know how accurate that is. I hope they go to GTA 5 route, make it, this multiplayer online thing with the superpowers and all that. That shit would be dope.
it
Like
would
most
be,
definitely.
man. But let me ask you this: Have you ever played Marvel Avengers, or you heard too much bad stuff and you never tried it?
No, I tried a demo when it was out. You know
Uh,
what? You know what? Why I didn't get that game? Petty ass reason, but 100%.
mhm.
Number one, I mean, it wasn't the best game, but when they pulled that whole stunt with giving Spider-Man to PlayStation, I didn't
Oh,
like that.
I
That
know
was
that
bad
had.
business.
Oh, I forgot
That
who
was
I'm
bad
talking
business.
to. My bad. My bad.
That was bad. See,
You probably boycotted the
it's not
game.
even a fanboy, bro. It's not even a fanboy thing. It's like, why would you show favoritism? And you're dealing with Marvel.
Yeah,
Everybody loves those characters. So if you're gonna give content, give it on some shit that we don't care about. You know what I'm saying? An extra
yeah. Well,
sword, gun,
I'll
or
say this,
something.
right? If they at
Yeah,
least come out with Spider-Man for the PlayStation, but then on the flip
yeah,
side, the other side, like let's say PlayStation get Peter Parker, but give everybody Miles Morales,
right, right.
right? You know what I'm saying? Because then we'd be like, you know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got Spider Man, which is Peter Parker, but we got Miles Morales or we got
right,
Spider Girl or something. But if nobody else,
right.
they're the only ones with Spider Man, that is gonna hurt a little bit. Hey Sandy, are you gonna stream tonight or no? Because technically you, no. All right, that's fine. I don't know if I told you this, man. Well, I didn't. On Stadia, the Stadia community is awesome, yo. So we have a thing called Stadia Bash Community Network that I founded, and me and a couple guys, where it's Monday through Friday. People have 1 hour time slots where they stream, and so every week you can find this person streaming at this time slot. The next hour, somebody else stream. The next day, somebody else stream. And so my wife, my daughter streams. I stream. But my daughter, I was texting her like, "Oh, where you at?" And of course, me and you was running our mouth anyway. And they both stream on my channel,
Yeah.
so I would have had to got off early. But my wife is busy; she's doing work from home, and my daughter ended up sleeping over late. So I'm about to fire them. But no, it's official, man. So just imagine, like we got over 30 people, and Monday through Friday they have their own hour. They stream at that specific hour. They stream for an hour. When it get close to they stream, they say, "Hey, the next person going up is such and such," and the next person
Yeah,
jump
yeah.
on, and the audience who are watching jump to the next person, and you find who your favorite people is, and people support, and people
That's
subscribe,
dope.
and yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I've never seen nothing like it,
Most
and it was really
definitely.
cool when I got into Stadia Community, and they had stuff like this, but we decided to create it into like an actual network, so it's pretty cool. But
That's smart. So y'all the founders,
yeah,
kind of
yeah, man. Stadia Bash
building it
Community,
up.
what they call the SBCN. And then we even created something different. So, bro, you and me could talk. A couple months ago, we created something called the EBCN, stands for Entertainment Bash Community Network. So it's a YouTube channel, just like the SBCN is a YouTube channel. But if you go to the channel, bro, we got
Yeah.
a section for Xbox, PlayStation, PC, VR, shows, podcasts, sports, you name it. It's a section for anything. It's free advertisement. And what happens is we
Right.
take your content that's on your channel, the cool thing is this was my idea. I came up with the whole thing because I'm big on YouTube and I'm big into using playlists. So what happens is it's still your
Right.
content. When somebody click on it, it takes them. It's like a portal. They come to our channel just to see what's on there, but every content that's on the channel is owned by that person. So let's say you have a video, like you said, you made a
Uh,
video the other day. I could take your video and put it in the Xbox section. And when people click on it, it goes straight to your channel. Matter of fact, I came to Doc Dark before we came out with it. I said, yo, bro, we want to partner with. So we got a Stadia. We partner with a Stadia channel, which is our SBCN. We partner with a PlayStation channel, which is their thing called Cloud Station TV. So they're PlayStation guys. And I literally came to Doc Dark and said, bro, we don't have an Xbox guy. We would love for you to be our Xbox guy. But at the time, he was like, I don't know about that. And I like Xbox, but I don't want to just put myself in that. I was like, bro, this will be cool because you'll be our honorary Xbox guy. When people come, your channel will be linked at the top. And if they want Xbox content, they could go directly to you. But he, so we still don't have an Xbox guy, but I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, man, you should check it out.
Yeah.
If you got content, again, it's free advertisement. I could just throw you, if you make a video and say, yo, bro, about people, my name's Anthony, but if you say, yo, Ant or Cowboy, whatever, I made a video, you could throw it on the EBCN under the Xbox playlist. I just take your link and I put it in there. And when people scroll through, they be like, oh, it's an Xbox video. And they watch it and, it's content.
Okay.
Yeah, so something to think about.
Yeah, that's definitely something. Yeah, definitely something to think about. See, I just got into the YouTube thing.
Yep.
Hell, even the Twitter thing, bro. When I was telling them dudes up there, they're like, how you only got 53 followers or something. I'm like, bro, this is like my third day, honestly, doing stuff on it throughout the day. Like I made this 9 years ago for like to link a game or something, bro, something on mobile. Something. I just made it, just for kicks or whatever. I just started using this thing. And I made a YouTube after the whole next gen experience.
Gotcha.
I'm like, you know what, man, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and get my voice out here to, my side of everything. So
mine as well. I mean, bro,
and that's
the thing, man. You're articulate. You have an opinion. You got everything for a person with a voice, man. So I commend you, man. I say keep doing it. I love it, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, man, 100%. Well, I mean, listen, man, we don't went back and forth, man. We don't talk about it all. We gave credit where credit is due. We had counter arguments, and I think the people in the crowd, they came up with some good stuff. I think they enjoyed it, and I think we'll call it here. But I do want to say, man, I definitely want to keep in contact with you, man. I'm gonna watch your content. I'm gonna hit you up on Twitter, and I'm gonna jump in some of your battles and stuff because I love it. But I just again, credit where credit is due. You're a stand-up guy. I love that you came on, and again, you and me, we just met the other day, and we don't even know each other. But you're definitely somebody I would love to partner with, do content with, and see where this goes, man. Because we don't know what's going on. This YouTube thing is real. Stuff could blow up. It is what it is, man. But I just love partnering with good people and talking to good people and socializing.
Yeah, man. So, and I appreciate that, bro. You'll stand up dude yourself, man.
Thanks, man.
Like you said earlier, real recognize real. There's a certain energy and a certain aura that certain people have. Speaking of your man Doc, when I watch his videos, I'm like, who is this brother? Like he out here speaking truth.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys that you can tell that they only in this console stuff like to get views, to say the most ridiculous stuff they can.
Yep.
But that man, when I watch that brother, I'm like, this man ain't saying nothing but the truth. Not flashy, it's just straight up realness. And that's the same thing that I detect with you. You know what I'm saying?
So
and that's what I went on to. That's what I went on dude's show. I thought it was gonna be like that. Yeah. But you gotta sort the weeds, brother. Cut the grass.
And you wouldn't know unless you, like I say, you won't know till you go. You stepped out on faith. Right. And it is what it is. It's all experience. But you know what it is? It's cool though, because at the end of the day, you just want to, listen, you had a story to tell, you had your opinions, and you thought somebody was gonna give you a fair chance, and they didn't. But it's all good because it's better that you went and not went, it's better that you say, you know what? Listen, you're strong. You sound like a strong person, so you want to listen. Y'all gonna hear it, but apparently they wasn't trying to hear it.
Right, brother.
All good.
I definitely appreciate it though, and we definitely gonna have to link back up, bro. You already know I'm gonna get at you on Twitter too.
Hey man, 100%, man. I'm gonna see you, man.
Right, brother.
All right,
I'm gonna get up off there, go ahead and eat dinner. But you stay blessed, my brother. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, man. You take care.
Peace out, y'all in the chat. Deuces.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. It's another episode of Keeping It Real with the Cowboy. That was the Beast of Truth, and it was an honor and a pleasure talking to him. And thank you guys for all who stayed by. This was definitely long, but it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate it. With that said, and now your mama knows. I'm out. 'Cause I'm a cowboy. Oh, man.